Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. We're an hour and 5 minutes away from kick-off at the London Stadium for the last time this season. It's West Ham United against a side who's still got slim hopes of Champions League football in Nottingham Forest. Gonzo, how is oneself?
I'm very well, thank you, sir. You?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. I've got a little bit of sort of end of season excitement, if you like. I've just been watching Everton all morning, the build up to the Goodson Park, and don't get me wrong, the football is pretty crap. It's been a really low tempo, low quality game. Everton 2-0 up at half time. But I think it was just the atmosphere and stuff. It made me watch it, and I don't know, it got me up for today's game somehow. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Yes. Well, I didn't even, do you know what? I didn't even know that was going on. Well, as anybody that's got kids with GCSEs knows, it's been a busy old week. So we've had a bit of a mad rush this morning. So as ever, I don't know the team. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Well, the team is the same as last week.
Oh, okay.
It's unchanged from Graham Potter. In goal for West Ham is Alphonse Areola at the back three. Sorry, it was Jean-Claire Todibo, Kilman in the middle, and Creswell to the left of him. Got Vladimir Soufal playing right wing back in his final home game for West Ham, with Ward-Prowse as well as Guido Rodriguez in midfield, and then we'll have Wan-Bissaka over at left wing back. Thomas Souček operating in a number 10 role, and then up front we've got Jared Bowen and Mohamed Kudus.
Okay.
You happy?
Yeah, I couldn't be unhappy. To be fair, I wouldn't be. I'm straight down the middle on this one. I'm more interested in the side stories, really. So somebody said to me midweek that they were pretty certain Fulkrug was going to be off. They said, keep an eye on. As I mentioned it in a video, keep an eye on the team. He wasn't particularly happy about being left out last time, and obviously we spoke on our Patreon. I think it was possibly on the player ratings video, and you were mentioning at the time saying, well, maybe he's going to play this formation that we're seeing today away from home, and maybe something that would incorporate a striker at home. And I'm now looking at it and I'm now thinking, okay, yeah, I'm starting to more believable now that Fulkrug. Not that I disbelieve the information, but you've got to take everything with a pinch of salt. So yeah, I think this would be sort of further confirmation to that, really. And certainly more to the point where he's going to want a striker who can. That's the main priority. The main priority is the striker in the summer, and he's certainly going to be looking to get one that can possibly play both roles, that could play in one of the positions that either Kudus or Bowen is going to play in today, and then also play as a more central orthodox striker when he wants to switch it around. So, yeah, I think that's a little bit interesting. No Emerson, of course. It'll be his good. We think it'll be his goodbye game today, and so yeah, I'd imagine he'll get on the pitch. But it's maybe a bit of a shame that he's not put Fabianski in there. Maybe so. He's not gone full sentimental with this. There's no. We mentioned it in our Patreon breakfast show this morning, Gio. I didn't feel that last week's team was a sentimental one. I felt he picked Soufal and he picked Cresswell because he thought they were the two best men for the job. And I think this is sort of this has proven it. But I wouldn't be surprised if he subs Fabianski on. That might be a nice thing to do.
Yeah, David making a good point here, saying if Fulkrug can't get a start in a home game with Antonio injured and Ferguson useless, if he was Fulkrug, I'd want away from West Ham as soon as possible. Andrew asking about Danny Ings. We don't believe he's injured, but he's not even on the bench, so there will be no farewell for Danny Ings at all today. I'm sure he'll be on the pitch after the game, but there'll be no participation from him, which I think is another layer of proof that Potter's taking this game really serious. He's going for 3 points.
Yeah.
He's not arsed about the sentimental thing. I would have, but I understand why. I'm not angry about him for not doing it. I completely get it, because we win today, we're guaranteed to finish above Spurs and Man United. The lowest we can finish is 15th. But we win today, last game of the season against Ipswich. If Everton lose against Newcastle, we leapfrog them. We could go above Wolves as well. There's a lot of money at stake here. This is almost like the unofficial £6 million game for West Ham. Win, and you've almost just banked that $6 million extra that you had a few weeks ago when we were sitting in 17th. So no Fabianski, no Ings on the bench. This is Potter's, what he thinks is his strongest 11 available to him now. And I say that because I'd imagine he'd prefer to have Paqueta in there, but obviously feels like he can't play Paqueta at this point in time. And Potter has spoken this week about Paqueta being under stress and under pressure and stuff like that. So I think it feels like confirmation that that's why he didn't play last week, because of everything going on off the pitch with him. I'm sure he'll come on the pitch today, though. He didn't at Old Trafford. I think we'll see Paqueta today at some point for that reason. And like you said, we may get sentimental Potter towards the end of the match, but at the same time, because of the starting 11, I'm not that convinced we will, actually. I think if it's 1-0 or something, I think he might think, no, I need to get 3 points here rather than give Fabianski 5 minutes. I'm going to prioritise the win. I get it. I completely get it.
He's got to look after himself, Gio. He absolutely, he's got relieved a lot of pressure off himself in the last game. If he can finish, well, I was going to say 3 wins, but he can finish with 2 wins and a draw. You know, he relieves a lot of pressure on himself, and that has to be his priority. It is not... We've all enjoyed or endured, whichever way you want to put it, been, tugging on the heartstrings of Soufal and Cresswell this week and whatnot. That's not for him to deal with that. They're not his players. He hasn't had Cresswell in his heart for 11 years. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever it is, he's got to look after himself for next season, and buy himself the best amount of breathing space possible, and also for players coming in. Football is fickle. It was very quickly forgotten how much in recent times. I mean by players, and players that potentially were linked with a club, whether be it Banzuzi or be it Angel Gomez or anything like that. That was all very forgotten. It was never factored in that actually in recent times West Ham have been in European competition. It was, no, look at them, they're doing crap, they play crap football, I don't want to join. That shows you how fickle football is. Well, it also works. It's fickle both ways. It's not just fickle one way. So if West Ham finished strong and we beat Man United, and then actually we managed to finish whatever 14th, 15th, whatever the case may be, then you have a lot more credibility when you're going to say, well, actually next season we're going to push onwards and upwards. Then people think, oh, actually maybe that's somewhere I want to join. So he's got to look after himself, Potter. There's no doubt about it, and he has to do that in this game and the Ipswich one.
Brian saying Forest got more pace through the middle than Man U, so we're going to see classic Guido Rodriguez, and he's going to get torched. Keanu saying, do you think we'll get the same video package from Danny Ings, emotional one like the other three have gotten? No, I don't think so. Ricky's saying to myself, thought he said this is how we're going to play away. Now we're seeing it at home, and he's disappointed. I think both could be true. I'm not convinced we see this at home next season, though. I'm convinced we'll see it away from home. But whilst I don't subscribe to the idea of once Potter gets his own players will be better, I do subscribe to the notion that once Potter gets his own players will play slightly differently. I do think that could be true. And I think if he doesn't fancy Fulkrug, and I think we've seen enough evidence now since that outburst, I think he's still getting punished for what he said against after the game against Brighton. Was it the Brighton game? Yeah,
no, Southampton. I think.
Anyway, after whatever game, it was a Southampton game. Right. I think I feel like Fulkrug's still getting punished for that, and I think that's what's happened. And I think if we had a good striker that Potter liked, we may have played him today. But also, this is a team that's won at Old Trafford, and while me, you, and whoever's watching may think, yeah, but that wasn't the real Man U. That's a crap version. That was Potter's first win in 9 games. I can understand why he thinks, I'm going to keep this. But also, Potter would have come away from that. I think we could all say that we played well against Man U, or we played okay/well. Potter will come away thinking, actually, those players did what I wanted them to do. And maybe it's the first time in a while he's felt like that. Maybe, just maybe, the players that Fulkrug was talking about was actually someone like Lucas Paqueta. We considered that he was actually the one Fulkrug was referring to that wasn't doing what he was meant to. And maybe he's taking him out. And I don't know. We don't know. I don't think that's the case. But I think Potter's just not changing a winning team because it's the first one for 2-3 months. Anyway, the bench for West Ham is as follows. It's the same as last week, which has made my job easier when typing everything up today. Lucas Fabianski's on the bench with Carlos Soler and Lucas Paqueta. Fulkrug is on there with Mavropanos and Guilherme. Alvarez is on the bench with Emerson and Ferguson. So very senior and experienced bench for Graham Potter this afternoon. Anyway, shall we take a look at the Nottingham Forest 11?
Yes, indeed.
In goal is Sells with their back four. They've got Aina at right back with Milenkovic. Murillo comes back into the side and he's playing centre back next to him with Nico Williams at left back. In midfield, they've got Sangare and Elliot Anderson. On the right, they'll have Dominguez. in the number 10 row, they've got Morgan Gibbs-White. Over on the left, they've got Alanga. And up front, they've got Chris Wood, who likes a goal against West Ham. 8 goals and 15 appearances against the Hammers for Wood. What do you make of that team?
Good team. Good team. It's always going to be a good team. I like pretty much all of their players, really, Gio. I've got nothing. We blew a lot of smoke up Nottingham Forest. What's it in the preview, certainly. So yeah, I've got nothing bad to say about them. I still fancy us, though. To be fair, and I said that before I'd seen this team. But a lot of my fruitiness was based upon maybe the pressure being off us and on them. It's not been a great atmosphere maybe in some home games this season. It's slightly different now. We got, I think, a bit of a carnival atmosphere. The club have said get into your seats early. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. We got the Hammer of the Year stuff happening. We got farewells. People are going to be awarded plaques and shirts. It's just going to be a little bit different. The sun's shining. There is no pressure on West Ham here. None at all. Potter knows he's saving his job. He's planning for next season. All the pressure is just monetary pressure, which the crowd aren't going to be there thinking, oh, I really hope we get that extra 3.1 million or whatever. The crowd are going to be there enjoying themselves today. I think it'd be loud, and it's a lot of pressure on Nottingham Forest. So very, very good players. Don't get me wrong, very good players, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be particularly easy to beat today.
Yeah, I think the battle will come down Alanga against Soufal. That'd be an interesting battle out over on that side. Nottingham Forest midfield is really good as well, very well organised. I'm a big fan of Anderson. I hate how Opta has still got a Scotland flag next to him. That's like twisting a knife for me. Get that off him. I know he's not played for England yet, but anyway, that's a side note. Murillo back from his injury. That's big news for Forest. And I think we might see sort of old school Nottingham Forest as to what we've seen this season, which was keep a clean sheet, hit them on the break, win 1-0. And I think you might see Nuno do that because it's win or bust really for them. If they don't win, they're not going to get Champions League football. If they win. And also, everything's changed for Forest since we've done the preview because, of course, on Monday night, Aston Villa and Chelsea won. And then Crystal Palace won the FA Cup. So 7th, which could have been Europa League, is now Conference League. So Nottingham Forest, if they want Europa League, they're going to have to finish 6th. So there's a lot of connotations regarding the European football, and that's why that result was massive, for not just for Palace, but for loads of teams in the roundup. So the pressure's got ramped up for Forest. They have to win, and then next week they play Chelsea at home. So if they win today and they beat Chelsea next week, they finish above Chelsea. It may not be enough for Champions League football, but it'll be enough to go above Chelsea.
Sure.
So huge pressure. But there is good news for Nottingham Forest fans. Not only is Murillo back, Callum Hudson-Odoi is back and he's on the bench. So Miguel's on the bench with Morata and Hudson-Odoi. Toffolo, who's a left back, he's on the bench with Jota Silva, who we were linked with quite a lot last summer.
Yeah.
Ryan Yates is on the bench with Sosa, Danilo and Abbott. They're all on the bench as well for Nottingham Forest. So that is your 2 teams this afternoon. What we're going to do now, we're going to put a little bit of a bet on. Myself and Gonzo are going to chuck a few things together, whack a fiver on it, and should that bet win, we'll give it to one of you lovely lot. We'll tell you how to enter in just a second. Gonzo, anything you fancy for the bet?
Yeah, I fancy a Souček goal as usual. I think it's always a good one. I'd put that in there, definitely.
Anything else?
I think West Ham will win, as I said. You can do your normal, pick a card from someone, maybe a Jared Bowen shot or something. Yeah, we can. This should be, right. A winnable bet.
Let's see if it's will work now. There we go. Thomas Souček to score any time. Jared Bowen to have a shot on target. West Ham to win the match. And we'll do Soufal to get booked up against Alanga. I think he'll want to go out on a high. I think Soufal will be up for it today. So let's put that bet on. So that's 200 quid. Remember that. Then what we're also going to do is a bonus bet. So we're doing 2 bets today. Right, I've got 2 bets. So the first one is if West Ham win the match, Thomas Souček scores, Jared Bowen has a shot on target, and Soufal gets booked, one of you lot will win 200 quid. And the second bet, you enter both at the same time. And the second bet, if Soufal scores a goal, someone wins £100. Right, we need a Soufal goal. If West Ham get a pen, I want to see the ball given to him. I know it won't be. I know Jared Bowen will take it, but I want that ball given to Vladimir Soufal. I want a Soufal goal. So if he does it today, he's never scored for West Ham United. So if Soufal scores, someone wins 100 quid. Gonzo, you've got the phrase. You guys at home, put this phrase into live chat. You entered into both bets.
Will Jared Bowen beat Murillo? You don't have to do the clap.
Right, there you go.
Can if you want. If you've got the clap.
Okay, pop that into the live chat, and if either of those bet wins, we will be giving money to one of you lovely lot this evening. While you're all doing that, can I just point in direction of this video sponsors Matched Bingo? I'm going to pop the QR codes up on the screen right now. You're watching this on the TV. Get on your camera on your phone, point at the screen, tap the QR code. It will load it up in the App Store. You're watching this on your phone. Take a screenshot right now. Go into your photo gallery, click on the QR code, and it will still work. I did not know this. I keep saying I've learned it recently. I've learned it about a year ago, but it still feels quite recent. I did not know that's how QR codes worked. I was wondering when you're watching something live on your phone, is this scanning the QR code? I'm like, I can't. I'm on my phone. That's how it works. You screenshot
So hold on, explain that again, please.
So if you're on your phone,
yeah,
take a screenshot. You can't see it, but the QR code's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
So they take a screenshot, then they go into their photo gallery.
Yes.
Then tap this QR code, and it works like it would. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, that's how to download Match Bingo. What is Match Bingo? Well, it's £2 per goal. There's £250 up for grabs today on this match alone, but there's £10,000 worth of prizes every single week on Match Bingo. 2 promotions. If you're a newbie, download the app using the link in the description below or that QR code. Deposit £10, you'll get £10 free credit as well. A lot more bang for your buck. Plus, if you do that today, that will give you money for today and money for the West Ham Ipswich game next week. And you'll be able to take advantage of promotion number 2, which is buy 4 cards, get your 5th card free. Well over 200. We're probably over 300, but let's just keep it. We'll stay humble. We've had well over 200 winners here on Hammers Chat. So massive thank you to Match Bingo for the sponsor and for you guys getting involved. Best of luck you're playing. And Dan's comment on the screen. There you go.
Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la.
There you go. Happy days. Right, Gonzo, you've seen the team. You're feeling fruity. I think there's an element of end of season. Everyone's happy. Yeah. But I do think the goodbye videos from Creswell, Soufal and Fabianski's just stirred up emotions a little bit.
I think so, yeah. They were a bit of a tough watch, really, weren't they? Yeah. Just not. I think the thing is, look, they're both nice guys. That's the thing.
All 3 of them.
But I haven't seen Fabianski's one.
Well, there is one, so you can include him.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I haven't seen it, so it's not there resonating in my mind. Maybe that's why I didn't get Danny Ings to do one, because he's horrible. Well, I'm joking. He's not been here long enough. He shouldn't be doing one, Danny Ings, because he's not. In
Fabianski's video, he said, "Thank you to those who doubted me and didn't think I was good enough." Maybe he's speaking about people like you.
Maybe he is.
You've just proven him right.
I have proven him right. I'm sorry, Lucas. I missed your video, mate. But to be fair, if it makes any difference, I watched Cresswell's twice, so I think numerically I'm sort of there.
How many times did you watch Soufal's?
Well, once. But to be fair, because at the start of it he starts saying, "I've written this on a bit of paper to keep." I did go to the website and read as well, just in case, So yeah, I've done most of my homework, put it that way. But the Fabianski thing, I didn't. But I didn't feel the Fabianski one was shared as much on social media. It wasn't. People weren't.
It's because they put up this morning. That's why I think bad idea.
Well, okay, I've been busy.
Up on morning of match day was a bad idea. I think.
Yeah. Well, as I said, it's been GCSE week all week, and you got a little bit of time to get all your family stuff done before match day. So on Saturday, I missed it. Sorry, Lucas. Sorry, but yeah, yeah, mate. I think it's important, and these players mean a lot to West Ham fans. There's no doubting their commitment, is there? And I think that certainly is a rarity. They're all so likable as well, even Fabianski, and yeah, it is giving it a slightly different vibe ahead of this game.
Yeah, I think all three videos were fantastic, and I think it makes you almost like don't care about whether or not they should have got a new contract, whether or not they're still good enough. It just allows you to appreciate what they've given to the club and what they've
Yep.
achieved at the club, and they all leave as a minimum as cult heroes, the three of them, and some people will class at least one, maybe two, maybe all three of them as legends as well. And for a lot of people, like me included, this is the first team I've seen win a trophy at West Ham
Sure.
United, so it's significant. And you can see what we've seen it with ex-players as well, like Marlon Harewood, James Collins, Carlton Cole, that they leave a West Ham fan, and all those three are doing that, especially as well. And so when they keep saying, "Oh, I'll be back at London Stadium," I believe them. I bloody believe that they'll be back and stuff like that. So yeah, I think when I seen those videos, I don't really care about today's result. If we win, good. I hope we win. It'll be nice, but I just think there's a bigger story and a bigger picture here, and that's saying thank you to three players who, between them, have given 23 years, I think, to the football club and won that trophy in Prague. Incredible. Absolutely fantastic achievement. Anyway, shall we take a look at the live chat?
Let's do it.
Let's have a look. Get your thoughts into the live chat about the West Ham team, the Forest team, about the players leaving, just about the match in particular. Get it in and let's see what you are all saying. There was a question from someone which... Here we go. Daniel saying, what are your thoughts on Scarles not even being included in the squad?
I thought about it earlier, Daniel, actually. Funny enough, when I was in Tesco's car park, I thought to myself, did Potter just put him in to make it all a little bit more palatable at the start? Did he understand the value in terms of building a relationship with West Ham fans to put a youngster in there? And I just wonder if that's what he was doing. Now, I'm not suggesting that he's not going to use young players. I actually think we'll see it more next season. But I wonder if he put him in there and then maybe, I mean, he had a great game against Arsenal, didn't he? But then towards the end, he started to struggle a little bit, Scarles. I just wonder if he thought, you know what? He's almost like he put him in there for PR reasons. When he put him in there and he thought, oh, hold on, he's better than I thought, this kid. And he, as I say, brilliant against Arsenal, brilliant the match after as well. Then his performances have tailed off a little bit. So I wonder if he thought, actually, no, I can't do it. But I mean, the other thing is the story, it feeds in very much with the story of Emerson, which is he would basically rather move his team around, play Soufal at right back or right wing back, whatever you want to call it, juggle everything around than he would to play Emerson or Ollie Scarles. So it's an interesting situation. I don't think it's the last we've seen of him, don't get me wrong, but I wonder if he might go on loan next season or something.
Yeah, it's a strange one, and it's one that I would like answered. It is a question I would like to put to Graham Potter in a press conference at some point and say, what's happened here? And I think we'll get I already know what his answer would be, which is a young lad and he's coming in, he's done well, but he's got to be patient and it's a good experience, blah, blah, blah. And he's great to have around the training pitch and he's really enjoyed working with him. And I know what the answer would be, but I almost want the journalist to push back on that and say, okay, I never asked if he was a good guy or anything. I asked why he's not in the matchday squad anymore. What's the reason for that? And not only that, because it's not like there's no room for him. You're looking at the squad today.
For sure.
We've got Fulkrug and Ferguson. Well, I have literally no desire to see Ferguson take to the pitch today, even if we're a goal down.
Even does Graham Potter.
Neither does Evan Ferguson. Nobody wants to see Ferguson on the pitch today. So there is space. There is room for him. Yeah, it's a strange one, and it does make you wonder because it's not like, say, Danny Ainge. You can go, well, he's just not good enough, really. So that's why he's not involved. Sorted. You move on to the next one. Andy Irving, he's probably just not good enough. Potter probably just doesn't rate him. Move on. But Scarles, he went from the first 11 to being alternated with Emerson to dropped out the squad. There wasn't even like games where he was on the bench for 2 or 3 games and didn't come on. He just went from being played to not being played overnight. It's very, very strange. So we'll just have to, I don't know, wait and see, I guess. I doubt we'll get an answer though. We'll just have to, I don't know, guess, I suppose. Right then, let's have a little look and see what you're all saying. Charles is saying Fabianski's our best ever Premier League goalkeeper. John saying is the slowest midfield ever. He's not going for the win, and Potter is a dud. Gain, Simon put out the same team, which doesn't bother him as we played well at Man United. What bothers him is how we play. I agree with that. Frog saying Scars was doing fine, got put on against Liverpool, and then given the finger.
That is bad man management. It's abuse.
Yeah, I think that's stepping. I think that's crossing boundaries there.
Guys
are saying, I hope everyone.
Oh no, did he like a P Diddy party?
Everyone says. Gaza says, hoping everyone's voted to get Sullivan out. We don't stop moaning about them. Yeah, you don't have to stop moaning about them either.
Moan all you want.
George is asking if you can get press conferences for Hammers chat and go to the.
We used to, not anymore.
No, I wouldn't.
I'd go. Well, that's how I'd go. It's a million miles away, but I'd go with Cage. I'd like to go, yeah. But yeah, we did. We used to have all that stuff, but not anymore.
I'll be honest, because I'm hard of hearing. There's no point for me. I went to one, couldn't hear a clue.
That was Slav, wasn't it? He was so quiet.
Yeah, but that was a small room. The room at the London Stadium is massive in comparison to the room at Upton Park. The room at Upton Park was really small, but I couldn't hear what Slav was saying, and then it was. Was it Wenger at the time? Was he still there?
I don't know, but I do remember one where everyone, because it was Pardew, whoever Pardew was managing, wasn't us, and it was last season at Upton Park, and everyone ran and turned the mics down. I think it was Pardew. Everyone ran to the front and like turned their mics down, adjust their mics. Then had to boost them all up when Slavy. He was so very quietly spoken. Yeah. You wouldn't know it because they always boost it. You see him on telly, so quietly spoken. Yeah, it was good fun, all that, to be fair.
I didn't. It wasn't for me. I had imposter syndrome when I first went. I think when I remember going in there with Charlie for the first time, and there was like two rooms. So there's like the press conference room, which is what you see, but there's a room adjacent to it, which is almost like a very small canteen. And it wasn't a canteen. This is a bad West Ham were compared to other clubs. It was like tables and chairs, and then like a hot dinner plate trolley would come out and serve up food. And I remember I went in there with Charlie and sat down, and on the table next to us was like Ray Parlour, and we were like, oh fuck. It was just massive imposter syndrome. And I think everybody in that room knows each other, so all the journalists know each other and broadcasters know each other. And me and Charlie were just sat there. I think there was a few of them looking, going, who the hell are these two? But anyway, so I don't know. I didn't. It didn't. It was a bit uncomfortable, but I wasn't that bothered. But yeah, like I said, I just couldn't hear Slaven Bilic. So there was no point. I just stood there, and then I was like, well, what's the point in this? And so that I didn't go to another one after that. Chris is saying Sufal might get a new deal as you can play wing back, and he's got a good cross. You don't need pace as a wing back.
I won't get a new deal.
I'm pretty confident he's not getting a new deal. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a new club lined up, and so he should. You know, the minute he gets told he's not staying, go get yourself a new club because.
Do you know what I wondered on him? Because his son Nicholas, I think his name is. I don't know how old he is, but he looks young. He looks like 9 or 10, right? If they move, he can't stay in the West Ham academy, can he? He can't. He's too young to be in digs.
Unless he joins Fulham.
Yeah, of course. Yes, if he stays in if Sufal stays in the capital, but let's say he did get that move to Everton, then I guess he would be able to.
I don't think he should go to Everton. There's a vacancy at right back, but I think he's got to remember Moyes dropped him.
I don't think he's going to Everton, to be fair, but yeah.
Where do you think he'll go? Fulham's my guess.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know. I got told he wasn't going to Everton, but what do I haven't got a bloody clue.
Fulham's my punt, but they're strongly linked to Ben Johnson. By the way, Sky Sports are reporting something inaccurate with Ben Johnson because they've been saying that he doesn't have a release clause, but I know that he does. It's nothing major, but Sky Sports and Dermesh have said, oh, he's been linked to Fulham, but there's no release clause. Ben Johnson does have a relegation release clause in his contract at Ipswich, so he may end up at Fulham. We'll have to wait and see. Although saying that, I don't think he's had the best season at Ipswich. Sure. Ipswich fans aren't too keen on him. Chris saying, don't care about how many games played, it's about the levels. Shakat was better, even Ludo was better, and he played in the Premier League. Fred saying Irving never let us down. Leon is asking when the raffle ends, Gonzo.
So tonight, 8 o'clock.
It is tonight, 8 o'clock. Link is in the description. If you fancy grabbing a ticket, best of luck. Avid saying Fulham wanted Sufal in January, so it would make sense. That's my take on it, really. You know, that club was willing to pay money for you. So, and also, I think there's a vacancy at right back at Fulham as well. They've got Castagna, they've got Tete. I think Soufal's better than both of them.
I hope he goes. I hope he goes.
Yeah, so goes where? Fulham?
To Fulham, yeah, because he said it was important for him to stay in London. So I hope he gets the London move. He said his daughter's joined a school as well. So, you know, that's just, I mean, such nice guys. You can only wish well for him, can't you?
He used to hate living in London as well when he first moved. Soufal didn't like it. I remember him speaking about it, about how he didn't like living in London. So I think by the sounds of it, he's got used to it now and he's settled down. So you don't want to up sticks and move again to a different city. But we shall wait and see. Exantis that says a season championship could do Johnson well. I don't disagree with that. Brian thinks Soufal will go to Leeds and he will score during the first game against West Ham.
It could happen, right? You could imagine it, couldn't you?
Yeah, I wouldn't. That'd be the most. I'm not celebrating lack of celebration ever. But we'll see. Lord saying we should have put Fulkrug on the pitch. He's better than no striker. I do have to agree, though, by the way. While I understand what Potter's done, I do think I don't think it's the best 11 with the players available to him today. I would have preferred to have seen.
I think he's really good.
Start.
I think he's really good. I waited a long time to see him and to get fit. Well, not me, everyone. But I didn't know about him. I felt I knew less about him than everyone else because I hadn't sort of watched him at Dortmund. I hadn't really watched Germany play in the summer. But but yeah, I was waiting to see. And then what I really like what I saw. And yeah, I like him. I wish, I want him to stay. I want him to stay. I'm not. Yeah, but it would appear that Potter doesn't feel the same way. So I think he'll go.
It depends on his sort of attitude for me, and that is if he's willing to share the role as striker. If he wants to be like the undisputed number 9, then I think you're better off letting him leave because I don't think that's a role we can guarantee him, and I don't think it's a role we should be guaranteeing him either. I want us to make a significant signing in that striker department this summer, someone better suited than Fulkrug. Although in an ideal world, I'd have Fulkrug here next season. But if he is going to be unhappy with not playing every single match, then
you'd think he would. You'd think he would be, but you also got to understand we can't bank on him because he's so injury prone. We can't build our whole team around the fact that he will be. You know, so it's tough. It's tough. I'd like him. I'd like him to stick around. I really, really would.
Daniel's saying the one player he'd like to see have a different club next season is Ward-Prowse. If you feel comfortable to say, who's yours?
What, the one player I'd like to get rid of?
You don't want here.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout. I don't know, given no time to think about it. Yeah, that's a fair shout. I just think we need something different in midfield. I think we need somebody. I think we need someone that can control the tempo of the game with the passing and not just pass it sideways, like we're passing every direction, ideally, and then an athlete in there. And that doesn't leave a lot of room for someone like James Ward-Prowse. So, yeah, I think it's a fair shout.
100% Ward-Prowse for me. I've been convinced for ages. Last summer I was annoyed we didn't buy a good central midfielder, even though we brought all these players in and people suggested that Sola and Rodriguez was two good signings, and I didn't know it. I've never heard of either, so I had to wait and see. But now, I feel like I was correct to be annoyed that we didn't make a significant signing for the central midfield last summer.
Sure.
This summer we want it completely revamped. So I hope Ward-Prowse goes. I hope Alvarez goes. I'm okay with selling Souček. I'm okay with Souček here next season, but not as like... He's become the first name on the team sheet very quickly under Potter. He was out the team. We struggled. He's gone back in and scored goals, and he's back in the team. There was no... people are trying to guess what Potter was going to do today. I think there was absolutely no doubt Thomas Souček would be starting today's game. And I want to get away from that next year. I think the challenge has to be, can you win games without Thomas Souček in the team? Because at the minute, I feel like the answer is no. And you've got to get away from that. We've got to become good enough. And also, not just him, but Bowen as well. Because at the minute, we've got 2 goal scorers in our team, in Souček and Bowen, and that's all. If both of them are out, let's say neither of them are playing today, we're not scoring a goal. So we've got to get away from that. And I think revamping the midfield will make a significant difference for us next season. So, yeah, Ward-Prowse 100% has to go. I think, and this is why I'll do a video about this specifically, but I remember when we signed Ward-Prowse, and it was the same when I said about Kilman, which was we're overpaying for these players, and you get Ward-Prowse started the season well last season. I remember getting a lot of comments. Do you still think we overpaid? I was like, yes, I do. He's playing well now, but we still overpaid. And the same with Max Kilman this season.
Yeah.
He played well, but we still overpaid. And this is the issue you have now, because now we've got Ward-Prowse, who we spent 30 billion on. He's on big wages. We're going to struggle to move him on. And if we do, the fee ain't going to be anywhere near what we paid. At least with Fulkrug, you'll get most of the money back, despite his age and stuff. Guilherme, you'll get all your money back. But with Ward-Prowse, you're lucky to you'll probably get about a third of your money back. That's bad. That's why I have an issue with overpaying for players when aged against them. I don't mind it for a 20-year-old. So if it doesn't work out, oh no, they're 22, you'll still sell them and get big money. But when you're trying to shift a 30, 31-year-old, it's a very difficult thing to do without the big wages and transfer fee attached. So anyway. Right then, Brian saying, why did Man City get their stadium for nothing after the Commonwealth Games, and yet West Ham got a 99-year lease?
Manchester City had an agreement to do that anyway before the Commonwealth Games started. West Ham at the time were under the Icelandics. The IOC, not the IOC, that's basically the London committee, which was headed up by Sebastian Coe, said to West Ham, do you want to come in on this stadium with us? We said no. So ours was very much retrospective. We had the chance to. It was the Icelandics who decided not to do it. When Golden Sullivan came in, they said, actually, we'd like to do that, by which time it had already been designed as an athletic stadium. So, yeah, Man City were in from the start. It was built from brick by brick upwards for it to be converted after the game from athletics to football. London Stadium was only ever built to be a permanent 25,000-seater athletic stadium.
There you go. There's your answer. We've got one from Will. Not Will. Sorry, Will. Sorry, Adam. You're not called Will. Adam, Dad's Our Job podcast. I made a right mess of that. Definitely Adam. Adam says, thoughts in Will still leaving Lens. He's left because his partner's illness has got worse. Which is true. He's leaving Lens to come back to England.
That's really sad. Well, listen, if it's clearly a serious illness, I think he should stay. If he's ended work to look after his partner, I suggest he stays and looks after his partner, which I'm sure he's done. So if the suggestion is that we give him the job at West Ham, no, I mean, hopefully when she's better, then hopefully he'll be a manager someday. But yeah, I mean, this is not. We've already seen stuff like this happen with a player that left us in the recent past and had to switch clubs to be closer. I think it's hard to play or manage and look after some. It's more than a full-time job, isn't it, managing? So hopefully he can concentrate on her, I guess.
Yeah, he'll go to Southampton, I think. He's been strongly linked.
Oh, really?
He's been strongly linked with Southampton, and I think he's coming back to England because of that. But I think he's still seeking like a role in football. I don't think he's taking time off per se.
He's not to be her carer or anything.
No, I think it's to come. I think that's the motivation for coming back. And I don't know the detail. I can only assume maybe they're living apart or she's over there with him, but her family's maybe still in England or something.
Right, okay. Yeah, sure.
But he wants to be based in England rather than France now, so he can work back here in England. So he's left Lens. The French league came to a conclusion last night, and Southampton obviously have a vacancy at the minute after sacking Juric. So he's the one that's expected to take over, which would be a good club for him, I think, actually. One of the better top championship clubs with some good players there to work with. Even after you sell a few, there's still going to be good players there. So yeah, I think it's a good team for him, actually. So yeah, best of luck to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simmons saying any manager can't get a tune at the squad will immediately revert to being over-reliant on Souček's height and presence in the box, which makes our all-round play worse. See, I agree with that. I do have to agree. Surreal saying it's too sunny to sit inside and get angry, so pop in and out of the watch-along. Take your phone outside, Surreal.
Get angry outside.
Yeah, get angry outside in the sun.
You get hot and angry then.
Yeah, no one says you have to do it inside. Get outside, let the neighbours know.
Be angry anywhere you want.
Yeah, let the neighbours know what you think of.
You mentioned. Okay, everyone's got their barbecues on. There he goes again. West Ham have conceded.
Don't know who Danny Ings is, but he does not like him. he's not even on the bench, and he still doesn't like him.
He's singing about a German saying what he wants now. Doesn't know he had new neighbours.
Yeah, must be like he's looking at his own sausage on the barbecue, going, he's got a bigger one by the
He
sounds
got
of it.
he got a big Grudel schnitzel. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got something massive on his barbecue over there. Right then, Gonzo, would you like to take the comments so I can set the watch along up, please, my friend?
I can. In fact, so we'll start with a Lord of the Dead who says Ramsdale to replace Fabianski. Okay or no way? I guess that depends on what you're saying. Is that if he's replacing Fabianski, that means he's number 2, rather than number 1? Is Areola still in goal? I don't know. Be interested in watching Areola today, actually, because I definitely felt he tried to pass it a lot more against Manchester United. It's been a theme since Potter came in. It's clearly something he's going to want his goalkeeper to do. But I think it's a hell of an ask to get somebody, I'm talking about Areola here, in their 30s to sort of retrain
Yeah,
their
but
skills.
he still won't come catch the ball. Watch Forest today whip crosses in for Chris Wood, and our keeper will be rooted to his goal line.
Yes, well, I don't think goalkeeper. Well, they're in the age of the punch anyway, as well, aren't we? I don't know why all goalkeepers don't catch the balls more. Anyway, there we go. Let's have a little look here. Scott, hello, Scott. He said, "Do you see any of the youngsters breaking into the squad next season?" Yes, I think Potts absolutely will. I think he will be a squad player. I think he'll be with us all season.
For 4 games, and he'll be dropped out the squad like Ollie Strauss.
There you go. And Troy says he thinks Earthy has the best chance. Again, I think he'll be involved. He will at least be involved in pre-season. We're not saying much. They're all involved in pre-season, haven't they? Right. What else have we got here? Someone Nina's writing about a pigeon, which I'm not going to click on at the moment. Odds on Todibo being sold this summer. Zantinas. Have I said that right? Zantinas? I think, I tell you what, turn it, since we've done a betting thing, I wouldn't put any money on him staying. Let's put it that way. I don't know what the odds are on him leaving.
Yeah, but would you put money on him leaving, though?
I might have 50 pence, Gio. I might have 50 pence. Yeah. Yeah. That's a big bit of money for me, but I don't bet very much.
I can tell.
Well, you know this anyway. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for subliminal signs.
Yeah, normally I sometimes get a screenshot of a bet you've done, 20p to win 184 grand.
Well, it could happen one day. It could happen. One day I put a bet on like that, and I won. Funny, I won like 120 quid once off of. I can't remember, like a 20p bet or something. It was an accumulator, and then if I put a fiver on, we'd be millionaires. Anyway, what are we going here? Where do you think? Oh, Zantinas. Sorry, that was completely random with the back-to-back Zantinas. It's only because I think I've learned how to say it. Where do you think Kelleher goes? I really don't think he chooses us. I didn't even know he was leaving Liverpool, to be honest with you. I didn't even know that anyway. So I could.
Do you know Trent Alexander-Arnold's leaving Liverpool?
I don't know that. I know this. I'll tell you what, as I understand it, they're going to sign Kirkes for the left to replace Robertson, and Ping Pong on the right to replace Trent. So I think Bradley will still be a substitute. So yeah, I don't. I know some things. Have you done anyway? Have you done this? Actually, I'm gonna go for a triple whammy. Thank you very much. Have you done your admin?
Yeah, I'm all ready to go. Just before we go then, in the preview you said 2-1 West Ham. You sticking with it?
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
Yeah, I said 2-1 Forest. I'm going to stick with that as well. It was nice to win last week, but I think this Forest team are a completely different challenge altogether, and they need to win. And they've got Chris Wood, 8 goals and 15 against us.
Wow.
Chris Wood, by the way, what I will say, I remember this at Burnley with Dyche as manager. Chris Wood used to target Aaron Creswell at the back post.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So you used to pick it out in the previews.
So if Alanga picks the ball up, I'm calling this now. If Alanga or Nico Williams picks the ball up on that left side, Chris Wood will go to the back post and put himself up against Aaron Creswell, and he'll stay the hell away from Todibo Kilman. He won't fancy it. He'll go up against a guy that's much shorter. So get that ball in. I'm just going to batter this guy. And it worked at Burnley because quite often he would. Well, Creswell just couldn't jump high enough. It's impossible. So that's something Wood or Dyche used to target, and we're going to find out which one it was today. Because if it was Daesh, we may not see it. But if it was Chris Wood, then we'll see some back post attacks from Wood against Creswell.
Let me predict something. Then let me predict something.
No.
I predict Jared Bowen's going to cut inside Murillo. He's going to have an unsuccessful shot, and Kudus is going to fire home the rebound.
There you go. I'm just hoping for a Soufal goal. Even if we lose 4-1, if Soufal scores, I'm going to be happy. You're going to tune into the most positive 4-1 defeat review you will ever see in your life. I'll just be sat here singing Soufal chants for 15 minutes non-stop, and that's about it. Anyway, right, we're off. Don't go anywhere, because Nick and Orpheus are here to talk you through all the action front of London Stadium for the last time this season. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Gio. And Nick, I'm going to say this now. I'm going to say this. We were very negative before the Man U game. Very negative, and we pulled it out of the bag. Should we be negative in this one and hope for the same, or do you actually think we could do something?
What a good question. I mean, I've already been called negative once in the chat. Can't please everyone. That's a life lesson at any age. You will never please everyone. Yeah, I mean, it's your question. I like the idea that our negativity could somehow impact aspects around our person and beyond into the wider world. I don't think that's how it works. I think if we were actually a top 7 club next season, then I'll be absolutely just bursting, just dripping, felching forth with a lot of positivity. However, I think we'll lose today because Forest are a good team, as indicated by their league position. So I'm sorry. Although, wait, to your question, yes, we can be negative, and maybe it will mean that because of our negativity, we win. Yeah.
Why not? We've got to try something, and I think why not? I mean, the thing is, I've been positive a lot, and I try not to be negative. I think I'm being positive a lot. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm a miserable old git. But I don't know. Last home game of the season, the Forest have got something to play for, and all we've got to play for is to come above Spurs and Man U. Really, that's the kind of highlight of our season. But Chris Woods. I agree with what Gio was saying there as well. I think he will target Creswell, but saying that, I think he could target Kilman as well, because I don't think he's particularly great. So I don't think when you look at that defence, Chris Wood is a bully, and he could bully pretty much all of them. So it's going to be a tough one. It's tough. I think we'll go for a draw, though. I'm going to go for 1-1. That's my prediction for this one.
It's very, very ambitious against a good team. Yeah, it's that, as everyone's been saying in the chat, it's their pace, their midfield, their counter-attack. I think we had an enjoyable win against the 17th best team, the 4th worst in the country, who don't try and have a striker that refuses to score more than 4 goals in the Premier League. Very different situation today. I also think Forest they might have a little bit of extra motivation based on seeing Palace win the FA Cup yesterday, because they would have, they would have felt a bit aggrieved they didn't actually do over City themselves. I think so. They're on the way up. We're on the way to nowhere. So I just think, we could score 1. It's probably going to be Souček. Miracle Bowen will get a second, but they've got firepower. We've got a very old, dodgy defense. So you put those two things together, seems an obvious conclusion.
Also, then, obviously, as being our last home game of the season, which players out of this starting 11 will never see the London Stadium again?
Hopefully most.
Let's go realistically and joining in the chat on this one. It'll be interesting to see people's thoughts.
Yeah, even if you look at the whole, looking at our subs, it's just one of those funny ones because we're such a badly run club from the top down, and the owners don't know what they're doing in terms of purchasing the right players, chopping and changing their minds over who shall be football technical director of whatever. The subs bench actually looks good. Like if we had a really decent starting 11, and then we had a subs bench of Paqueta, Alvarez as a bench player, which he won't be because he wants to go anyway. Fulkrug as a bench player rather than someone that we'd actually prefer to see on the pitch because we don't have a striker. So in those situations, the bench isn't too bad. Paqueta, Mavropanos, Alvarez, Fabianski, Evan Ferguson, whatever, Guilherme, Mystery, Carlos Soler needs to go. Emerson Fulkrug. Out of the starting 11, I mean, I'm still on, it's just easier to say who I'd keep. I'd keep Areola, Todibo, Wan-Bissaka, Kudus, although if he goes, I'm fine with that. I'd keep Souček as a bench player and obviously Bowen. And then on the bench, they can all go. The players I mentioned, I would actually be happy. I said it's an okay bench. I would be happy if they leave. Fulkrug, Emerson, Soler, Guilherme, Ferguson, Fabianski, Alvarez, Mavropanos, Paqueta. They can all go. Don't like them. Useless. No energy. Not good footballers. No mentality, psychology. Can't do it. Can't get us to 6+.
So basically, we're screwed next season unless we have the biggest ship out that's ever happened at West Ham.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what we should do. Maybe the owner will kind of PR the whole thing that it was his bright whatevers. So yeah, that's what I think.
Great stuff. Let's see if any of that positivity has ripped through the comments. Somebody actually said here about the positivity. Let's just stay negative. Keep it as we've been doing. So yeah, we try, but it's hard, isn't it? It is hard to be positive in such a bad season. I mean, Man U and Tottenham being below us makes for absolutely the worst European Cup final ever. But what a weird season. But yeah, they won't be down there next time, and that's going to put us in trouble. I mean, that will put us in trouble for next year, I think. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, obviously, you'd hope to see Everton down there. Chris Antonio at the 17th, but I mean, based on league position, kind sir. Dean Marsh said it earlier, but with a very strong Geordie accent. I won't do because it's too early for that. Doesn't want to spoil Forest getting a possible CL place. I can't really care about other clubs. Obviously, Everton did win today, but Wolves play Palace away on Tuesday. They're one. If we leapfrog, we get a bit more money. Maybe we'll buy really brilliant players. Obviously, we won't with that money. So, yeah, just going, as you say, going through the chat, a little bit behind after all that waffle. Late contender for Hammer of the Year. Could do it. Why not? Guido hat-trick.
Who is Hammer of the Year? Who would you give it to?
Wan-Bissaka, I think, is a common popular choice. I think it's an obvious choice for performances and in the context of performances of this season, being surrounded by some really bad players in a badly managed team, but still delivering not only the performances, but assists as well. So, yeah, I think they're probably going to announce that. It might be announced now in the next 5 or 10 minutes before the game.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'll probably say Wan-Bissaka. Souček, I think, is probably the other one that could be in with a shout, but that's by default, not because he's been great or anything. But yeah, Wan-Bissaka for me is probably the standout player there.
Yeah, Keanu's really going in. He's going deep and narrow on his Guido jokery today. If anyone else would like to join Keanu in his hatred of Guido Rodriguez, please go ahead about why he might be so slow. Dean, I know you said you want us to win. I was glossing over that. We will win 3-1. No. 3 goals. I'm not quite sure where those goals.
Yeah. I mean, Kudus.
Yeah, this is a funny thing. What do you think about all this takeover nonsense rumors? I mean, let's imagine for a second it's not a Sullivan-fueled rumor. And what do you think about that? Could it be real?
American ownership hasn't been amazing for anyone in the Prem, really. So it's a lesser of two evils, isn't it? I mean, we know the ownership with Sullivan has kind of run its course and people don't want him here anymore. But then you get American owners, like Saudi owners seem to do a bit more, but American owners, I don't know. We need to change. We need something. I think we've changed the managers enough. We haven't changed it at the top. So maybe that is the change we need. But I mean, I can't really see the change of ownership having a huge amount when we've got such a poor squad. I mean, it's not a one season thing. If anyone comes in, we are looking at a two seasons of pain, I think, really, to change the amount of players that we need to change. And unfortunately, that is not going to be good viewing. But
Yeah, I can't accept that. Even though sometimes I talk about acceptance being a cornerstone of good mental well-being, I refuse at the moment to accept that another season could be as bad as this one. It can't be. I don't want it to be.
I think it could be like I say. It's only because the Championship is so much weaker than the Prem now. The gap is so much that it will probably keep us up. But I still think we will be there or thereabouts next year, floating relegation. I can't see. When you see how far the Bournemouths, the Forests, there's other clubs around that have got better squads, younger squads, better setup, better infrastructure, better coaching, better scouts. I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on in our scouting department, but we haven't scouted anyone decent for ages.
Training grounds. Don't forget training grounds.
Yeah, the portal cabins. It's not just this first team. We are so behind in so many areas that. I mean, it's not a one season turnaround. So anyone who thinks it, will do well next year, I think is very optimistic.
Yeah, anyone who wasn't willing to wallow in the negativity that we do very much bring in every pre-game session will be very disappointed. I think, this is it's a lot of pain before the good bit. I think this season is just that when you're going to like a nice swimming pool or something and you have to like dip your foot in that horrible like cold, overly chlorinated bit. That's this season. Next year we win the league. Don't be silly. If I could just get rid of these, keep the rest. I mean, obviously, we've got to keep Todibo, keep Somerville, who we all forget about. Crispy says, why not Bowen for Hammer of the Year? Because only one can win it, so it can't always be Bowen. Jeff says, that wasn't. I think Jeff is being silly on purpose, as he usually is. Obviously, Vardy's on fire was the first one, and then we changed the lyrics to make it respectfully relevant to Danny Dyer. Dean doesn't believe the takeover stuff.
We've heard it before.
Apparently, it has been announced. So Wan-Bissaka did win if Shea is not just winding us up, which he might be. Do you know what about the FA Cup final? I don't know who was the ref yesterday, but he actually had a good game. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked yesterday that the ref wasn't stupid. I don't know if I can see.
How did the keeper not get sent off though?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, does it? Like in reality,
I'm happy for Palace.
Exactly. Yeah, it's Man City. They've paid too much money. Even if someone tried to make a kind of argument that those two things are not linked, it still doesn't really matter because you spend so much money just buying players, then you win things. Hooray, we won. Meaningless, worthless, terrible. Well done, Palace.
I don't know if you saw, and sorry if you have already put this up with Graham's, but as a Forest fan, the best way to be is to park the bus. Ooh. We can't park the bus. We've
got a bus. It's just more like a minivan. And we don't park very well.
It's knackered and it's on bricks. That's the problem with our minivan. We don't defend well, and that's the thing. So, we can't see that. That's not our strength. But then I don't know what our strength is at the moment. What is our strength, Nick? If you've got an answer to that question, does anyone know?
The fans, handsome fans, sensationally attractive fan base.
I must say, actually, when it was quite funny watching the cup final yesterday, when it kept panning around to the Palace fans, and it just looked like the cast of Jeremy Kyle had gone downhill. It was like some of the roughest human beings I've ever seen in my life were in that crowd. Be snobbery or what? But Jesus, they must have shared teeth between them because there wasn't too many full sets going around that stand.
And parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
And cousins and whatnot. Mark Fitzpatrick, as a Chelsea fan, usually we'll take almost anyone and everyone. Are Chelsea fans welcome in the chat? That might be. I'm sorry, Mark. Nothing against you personally, apart from the fact that you're a Chelsea fan. When did you start supporting Chelsea and why? I think Did you go to any games in the 90s? Key point of any Chelsea fan there. Why should keeper be sent? Not even given us handball.
It was meant. Yeah, it was handball, wasn't it? It was definitely handball.
Yeah.
Deliberate handball outside the box. I couldn't work out why no card was shown or nothing happened there. Really weird.
Yeah, park the porter cabin. Park the West Ham porter cabin. That works. Brian Brocker. Oh God, some people don't like Forest. I think he said earlier they were like cheating or something. I can't really keep up with the whole arithmetic of the financial fair play thing. just I don't, I mean, it drifts over my head. I don't know if anyone can like say the numbers of the things they did wrong. And yeah, I mean, Brian's fuming about Forest overspending.
Yeah, they're not a team that really on my radar for hatred. So they're kind of not they're a nothing team. They're a team that if they do well or don't do well, I don't really care either way.
Yeah, if the people in the chat are actually being quite polite, I would say. I mean, I'm not trying to like stoke any anti-Chelsea hatred, far from it, but I expected a little bit of response, even out of just sheer boredom of the negative prattle that we're peddling 4 minutes before the game. But no, just everyone's left that Chelsea chat alone.
As we're only 4 minutes before, you've still got time to get your match bingo cards in. Nick, I know this is, I'm going to pass this bit to you because you know a bit more about it, because I am rubbish at it and I don't think I haven't had a line. Have you? It's a weird thing to say in the chat.
That's the only thing that, perks me up in the morning. I won £12.50 about a month ago. I think it was on that terrible England game. Whoever we played. Who did England play last? Does anyone know? It was, Albania, one of those. Estonia, one of those. So I won £12.50 match bingo. You can click a link in the description. So X the chat, close the chat, and tap on the description, tap on the video title. You'll see it saying like more, ... more, something like that. Tap description, many links there. Match bingo, £2 for a card. And then you get a line of possible things that might happen in the game. Each card actually has 3 lines. And they usually say, once you go in there, you download Match Bingo on your phone. You go to games, obviously you tap West Ham, and then it'll say what the deal is, like buy 3, get 4, buy 4, get 5, or something like that. So it's a way to make a terrible negative football occasion slightly more interesting. And people in this chat have won. And importantly, their sponsorship keeps Gio and Gonzo doing what they do. So it's really for them that you want to do match bingo. 2 minutes out we are.
Absolutely. There's an important question that has popped up here, and not one that I can answer. But I don't know if you caught it. Did you enjoy Eurovision last night?
It's off my radar. I've got to say, for some reason, I'm not really. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too. I just don't really do like TV, like popular TV. I think you mentioned quite some time ago about one of these like reality shows or something.
I love a reality show, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't have the patience.
Or the Love Islands.
I really have the patience.
I don't even know who won it. All I know is England always do crap. So what's the point? Great Britain just gets dicked on. Everyone hates England, Great Britain, UK, however we represent. So I don't really watch that.
I'm not sure what Trudge is going on about there. He must have a reason for saying that. I can't see that he's. Is he referring to something? Has he gone mad? Did he accidentally type that in the wrong chat? I almost accidentally typed. It wasn't that bad. I could have typed worse things, but I didn't send it. The key point is I did not send. I realized my mistake, but I typed. I was trying to be sweet to my wife, as I always am. Great husband. I typed something like, "We can go and watch Mission Impossible together," with a kiss emoji. And then I realized I was in the chat window with my mother. I was going to send it, and I literally just thought I'll just double check. Didn't send it. That would have been just kind of terrible.
Lord of the Dead's coming back.
This is what Trosh is going on about. Sorry, you carry on.
All right. Lord of the Dead said that he, off the back of the Eurovision, I don't watch shit. And yet here you are with us. So I beg to differ. If you're a West Ham fan and you're watching me and Nick, you've gone against that. Ferguson, why is he still here? As we kick off, why is Evan Ferguson still at West Ham? What a waste! What a pointless signing.
Yeah, it was a waste of everyone's time. Yeah, Forest PSR Bournemouth offered up a price for Johnson, and we missed the deadline to sell him for a decent price.
Who?
I mean, swings and roundabouts, isn't it? I think if we were like a well-run team, but because we're so badly run, I have just apathy over just administration. Yeah, this is what Trodge was also going on about. I don't know why Trodge is so angry about the family, family club Trodge, the things. What you're going on about. Right, time to tap away to get visual representation in textual bases of what we're about to waffle about. Let's have a look.
Chris, you skeptic, saying he loves reality shows are all fake. Yeah, they are. Of course they are. Brian coming back to Euros. We should not enter it. It's embarrassing. Couldn't agree more. Pointless. I like the stupidness of it all, but we shouldn't bother with it.
I almost worked there. You always get the link up, and then when I tap it, it doesn't work. And then when I type it in, it magically works.
That's the way, is it?
I don't know.
Oh, Creswell and Sufal to score. I tell you what, I don't know what the odds are on that, but if you feel that could happen, stick a $5 on it, because that has got to be amazing odds. If anyone can find out what the odds are on.
Yeah, it's the same about Dean's 3-1. Just, this is not gambling advice, but put a quid on it if you truly believe it. And I've got to fanny around with these linking situations. Let's have a look.
Chris, I'm not going to read that out, but I don't know why that made me giggle. So I'll let you go into the chat on that one.
Yeah, I think he's gone mad.
Very childish of me to laugh at that one.
Let me have a look.
Send Danny Ings to Eurovision next year.
Yeah, we'll start talking about the game in any second, as soon as technology
Should we just
is on our side.
Good question. Should we just avoid January loan deals at this point? Two absolute stinkers. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the point of that was. We don't play one. Why do we need 3 strikers?
Do you have some coverage up at the moment?
Not as yet. I will start playing. So yeah, an absolute stinker when it comes to loan signings. I mean, it's not just loan signings. That's the thing. We're absolutely stinkers when it comes to any signings whatsoever. We must do better. I mean, I don't know about you, but when you work in a company, you have reviews. I'd love to be a fly on the wall on a review for one of our chief scouts.
I'm more getting my head done in by these epic linking, non-working situations.
Okay.
Oh, I got one. Hooray. Did you find? It's the last one. If you're on the same one as usual, it's the final one. Okay. Good corner from West Ham. So we're attacking. All the players in the box. Cross is going to come in from Cresswell. Cross does come in. It's not bad cross, but gets hit out by the defender. So on the first sight, West Ham United are attacking. So wow, that's good. Lots of attacking happening. Wan-Bissaka drives into the box, crowded out, goal kick. But excellent 2 minutes against Champions League contenders.
And what about? I mean, that was a good cross from Ward-Prowse. What are the odds on a Ward-Prowse free kick today? That can't. Last home game of the season. Could it happen?
Yeah. No. I hope he's been practicing. Before he came to us, in his first season with us, there was interviews saying, oh, why are you so good? You practice all the time, and he was going on about it, but he needs to practice a lot more because he can't score anymore. West Ham are pressing, so we've forced Forest into a long ball. Goes to Chris Woods, who was unmarked on the right wing, plays it forward. Forest attack down the right wing. Kilman gets over there. Forest throw-in. First few minutes seems active. Thought it might be one of those slow starts, but no. Both teams eager to attack as soon as they get possession.
What's happened here? It's communication error. I think the linos.
Yeah.
Battery's charged. Oh. So we got slow
Taiwanese dongding today. West Ham tankard. Classic combination. Forest are going to take a long throw into the box. probably looking for Chris Woods, whatever. Throwing comes in, headed away by Ward Prowse of all people. But Forest has still got possession on the right wing. Look to get it in again. Comes in.
Missed by everyone.
Over to the left. Still Forest. Cross comes in. Headed clear. Nope, Forest have got it again at the back post. Absolutely, West Ham can do nothing apart from just get a block in. That was Cresswell, maybe. You can see. Someone blocked in. Forest still in possession.
That Langer didn't... Good sign. He's been a good sign, hasn't he, for Forest? I didn't rate him too much. Not Man U, but he's been very good.
Yeah, he just forms one of those ex-Man U squads that you could make with players that have left and then done better. Yeah, Dave makes a very good point. Just keeping Ferguson on the bench at this point. Don't know why. Why would you do that rather than look forward to next year? At least just gives. Ooh, good save by Areola. Wow.
Maybe early, yeah.
Shot by Gibbs White 6 yards out. It was at Areola, but he still had to react.
Yeah, still made himself big.
I mean, no one was marking Gibbs White at that point. 6 yards from goal. Slightly worrying.
Sifal stacks it.
Forest shot again. No, gets blocked by Kilman. Forest continue to have possession.
Big shot.
And
Take that.
finally, Areola collects a weird cross shot thing. So can West Ham get possession now? That would be nice, playing football. If we did a movie of this season, what would you call it? Dumb and Dumber, referring to either the management or the owners? Maybe. That's the first thing that springs to mind.
Well, think about that one. Good question for the group.
But yeah, I'm still lingering on just how much of a bad decision it is choosing the bench that we've got rather than.
I mean, Danny Ings needs to say goodbye. He hardly said hello. Oh, he's pointless having him there, really.
He was mainly reticent in his West Ham footballing career, Danny Ings. It has to be said.
Oh, almost
hasn't shot it.
Oh.
On target, goes out for a corner. I mean, it got a deflection to make it on target, but West Ham have a corner.
Yeah, the wrong foot, wasn't it?
Yeah, loads of empty seats, says Tommy McKee.
Yeah. Could have gone. Could have gone in.
I mean, Tondale's he's an effort. It's the result aren't great, but I'll give him some attention for the effort there.
Byron was limping during the warm-up.
Comes in from West Ham. Nope. Cresswell has it. Gets it out to Wan-Bissaka, kind of bobbling around. Not many options. No options, in fact, for Wan-Bissaka to do anything.
That's all.
Rodriguez decides to pad over to him eventually. Bowen does very well, but it's crowded out.
I like you, Bowen.
I think Rodriguez took a few seconds to remember he was in a football game at that point in his life. And no less in the midfield of a football game. Great escape, says Danny Slade. Not bad, not bad. Not bad with the time you had.
Mm-hmm. The lucky escape, yeah. I wouldn't say
West
great.
Ham do have a bit of possession, but
Sifal.
Sufal does well, got to be said.
Oh, on fire today.
Trying to skin him up the right wing. But yeah, it comes to nothing. Again, not being negative, but it's when we do have possession and we're still, Sufal to Souček is our kind of playmaking options. Forest player Williams pretends to be hurt.
I don't think anyone is going to disagree with this one. Rodriguez should be got rid of. Is there anyone that wants to keep him?
No, Keanu will. Larry Heavy, Keystone Cops. Maybe. Santinas is
field. Good save, Areola.
Yeah, bit of a speculative shot from nowhere, so you'd expect him to save it, but he did.
Yeah, hit it pace though, didn't he? Oh, Wan-Bissaka, class, bringing that out.
Yep, turns whoever that hairband wearing Forest player is. Kudus. Was that Kudus or Wan-Bissaka again? Oh, yeah, Wan-Bissaka tries too much there. 9 minutes in, you couldn't really say anything of a particularly footballing note has happened in 9 or 10 minutes.
No.
Just kicking at it end to end.
Fairly open.
Yeah, even the slight chances that Forest had, they should have done better with. They ruined those.
I love
So
this.
West Ham have it now. Possession, defence to Debo. Forest not really pressing at this point.
Was already said, Sufal's been the best player on the pitch. Like, it's 9 minutes in. Yeah, fair enough. You might see more of the ball.
Yeah, West Ham still knocking around the defence. Forest absolutely not interested at the moment.
No.
Goes back to Areola. I mean, Jesus Christ. What a footballing side we are.
Forest pressing well, though. Nicked it back. Oh, dear. This could be dangerous. Oh, no. Bad touch. Oh, my God. Has he got that?
Forest still have it crowded out.
No way a penalty.
Epic Rodriguez CDM play there. Loses possession, but...
Never a penalty. They're not going to VAR this, are they?
Let's have a look at a replay.
No.
No, it's just very much a dive.
He's way down there anyway.
Yeah, threw himself to the floor for no reason. No, he was already on the way down.
Yeah. Play on.
Yeah, the concerning thing is that when we have the ball, it goes to Debo, Kilman, Areola. Oh, no, Areola's giving it away. Forest 1-0. Areola, my word, Areola gives White the ball for no reason. Areola wasn't under much pressure. That wasn't a pressure situation. It wasn't a situation that came in some surprise to Areola. He just made a really, 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 really bad choice.
And you know what the timing of this? Because somebody's just put up because I think he'd done a couple of good saves. Someone went, and we want Ramsdale. And then Areola goes and does that. So, yeah, I'd take Ramsdale. You know I don't like Areola anyway.
Yeah, so Todibo had it. I mean, the problem, it was a Todibo, Kilman, Areola. And then Areola had a touch. And then...
Well done. I mean, he is crap, Areola. He really is one of the shittiest keepers in the league.
Yeah, he tried a short central forward pass to
Rodriguez, who's asleep.
Forgetting that Gibbs White was in front of him. Ah, what a choice. What a strange decision.
That's exactly why the West Ham Stadium is bloody half empty. Because this is what you go and watch every week. It's absolute dog.
And White, I mean, that was Areola's fault. He was trying to pass to Rodriguez, who you could possibly say didn't do him any favours, but the pass itself had no weight to it, no pace to it.
Yeah.
So Gibbs White was just, it was very much to him.
Yeah. Oh, this is surprise. And oh, sorry, mate. But the Villa's back. What a surprise at home. Pathetic. He loves this channel. He absolutely loves it.
He's the only anti-West Ham Villa fan. Like, aren't Birmingham playing? Isn't there something else you can do with your life that's just not this? I mean, we don't mind having it here. It all collects the ad revenue for Gio and Gonzo. So stay with us. But just quite surprised. You have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Forest on 65 points. They're 7th, level with City, who are 6th on 65 points. Not that I care, but it's on. I'm just.
I mean, I don't want West Ham to lose ever, but I would. It's nice to see smaller clubs actually doing well, getting into Europe, breaking the mold. Just not against us. So, and our season's.
Just the gifts that we give to other teams through the season. You have Mavropanos, you have Kilman, you have Areola. I mean, oh, wow.
How much do we need to spend over the summer? We spent 150 million and got this.
Yeah.
We're not be looking to spend 300 million to replace this. I mean, it's not going to happen. It isn't going to happen.
Yeah. Troy says 50% Guido's fault. even if Areola wants to say that he called for it and was slow to get there, that pass was abysmal. And especially when you've got Fabianski that could have a wave goodbye. I mean, he's not particularly better. That's why. Yeah. Just. Oh dear. What can you do with players like this when you're going to gift? That's the thing, because it's just the gifts aren't. I don't feel the gifts are over for Forest. We're 14, 15 minutes in, and they've got to be fancying themselves to score at least minimum 3 goals with the defence that we're putting up. That was a free one, so they'll get one on the counter, and then one. Chris Woods definitely will score against us. So you just got to pity everyone who actually bothered going to the stadium for this. As currently Forest do play it around quite confidently. West Ham are not pressing them. Forest have got the ball near the halfway line. Souček eventually comes out as one of the midfielder to slightly press. But the players look as deflated as you would be when you just give the opposition a goal in the first however many minutes it's been, 15. They need to pick themselves up, though, because at the moment, it's very gentle. Ward-Prowse wins possession. Okay, well done. Goody Gumdrop's possession has been won by West Ham. Now we have a free kick on the halfway line. I mean, this team, you go into the dressing room, whether you are Wan-Bissaka, whether you are whoever, you go into this dressing room and you just look around and you see Areola, Kilman, Todibo, and not Todibo, Mavropanos. It's really going to be difficult. So at the moment, West Ham passing around defence. Forest know they don't need to press. We'll just eventually pass the ball to them anyway. So Cresswell to Wan-Bissaka on the left. Obviously, we've got no attacking options, so Bowen has to come back and collect it. And we lose possession.
My audio's gone funny. I have to restart my screen.
Yep. Trinnyhammer hates the pass that they make. He doesn't set up anything. Very rarely. Yep. Absolutely bang on rumbled. Very much so. That's why I can't believe this season. Maybe we're just getting it's all out now. We are absolutely flushing out the shit of football that exists. Yeah, I mean the Paquetá on the bench is a weird one. If he's mentally unwell, okay, fair enough. Let him go home to Brazil or whatever. I don't know. But to have him on the bench doesn't quite make sense. If you're mentally okay to play 30 minutes or as whatever. Yeah, but at least you have Hammer Chat. At least you have a place to vent this. They let us have the ball, then win it off us. How bad do you have to be for the opposition to think that letting you have the football is a good it's a good thing. The only thing is that obviously I think if Arsenal lose, the only hope you've got to clutch at straws when you're a West Ham fan. I think let's have a look at the points as they are now. Usually Sky Sports do a live one.
You hear me now?
Yes, with an echo. I'm not sure it's the right mic. It's your other mic. That's I think the main one is working. So yeah, Arsenal have 68 points. So if this is Forest's 37th game, then no, they can't catch them because of goal difference. Villa, Chelsea, Newcastle, in theory, could overtake Arsenal, who in theory could finish 5th. And then Newcastle, I mean, obviously don't want Chelsea anywhere, but Newcastle, Villa. West Ham are attacking things are happening, but it's come to nothing. Bowen's got a whack on the face, which looks quite painful. And the Forest defender is consoling him. So let's see what happened there. It was Wan-Bissaka to Kudus. The ball went out of play. Ooh, Bowen hit the post with his head. Looked quite a painful one. He kind of slid and tripped, and his right cheekbone went into the left post. So this is not what we or he needs. They replayed it once. Not sure if they'll replay again. They might think it's too gruesome, because he really did slide head first. Yeah, Very Rancid thinks that might have been a push that caused him to do that, which would have been very cynical from Forest defender. It is the kind of thing I might do on the football pitch, to be honest with you. Now Bowen's having ice on his cheek. As Evan Ferguson warms up, whoopity-doo, very exciting. Yes, it's going to be a bit of a negative day. Complete rebuild in the summer. Hope so. Oh, God, there's a fly. I hate flies. How did it come in? Oh, it's going up. Oh, go away, fly. North is filling with his mic, so I feel I can't step away from the. I need to get this fly out. This operator is going to be the most important thing that's happening on this entire watch along and in everyone's lives, is me getting this fly out of this room. Oh, it went out. Oh, thank God for that. They're replaying the goal again. If you needed to see the goal, if you needed that in your life. Was it Bowen's arse cheek? No, that one. The facial cheek. Could be a penalty. Budget rebuild. Budget rebuild would be absolutely fine with me. No problem. You don't need a lot of money. You just need to be clever, and you need to play all the youngsters who pretty much, all of our youngsters who went out on loan won player of the season at their club. Some of them voted for by their fans, which proves they can definitely do it. Yeah, Bowen's already swelling. He's got a cheek swelling and an eye swelling there. He's got some form of anti-bleeding thingy, goo on his right eyebrow. So I'm reading. Yes, Dave, I appreciate that. I can't really raise a smile to it just because of what West Ham are doing to me this season. When you just start the game and you say, okay, professional football players of the team I support, what have you got for me? And then one of them passes directly to the opposition. I mean, what can be done about supporting a football club where we keep doing this? Exactly, freebies. To go from where we are now, we need to do good scouting. Championship, League One, the power of scouting, the power of training and coaching and management and whatnot. Forest attack again, plenty of time and space. Ball goes over to Chris Woods on the left, a bit too far, tries to get it in, Forest corner. Oh. Yeah, I mean, North is off. Technical difficulties, not watching. Oh, he's come back.
Yeah, something weird's going on.
You got an echo now. Say something.
That better?
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on here.
I think it's better. You're slightly quiet. May need to watch West Ham gives another goal away, and then that might bring the volume up. As Forest are about to take a corner, what's going to happen? Let's see. Ball comes in. Decent hit. Oh, Areola save. Headed directly to Areola. Forest has still got it. No, Souček blocks. Forest shoot again. Forest have got it in the box. Gibbs White tries to cross it in. Bowen clears. Are asking for offside. or something. Whoa, bad tackle on Kudus, surely. Surely that's a very bad tackle on Kudus.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. The Forest player is on the floor pretending to be injured, but it looked as though it looks as though his foot when he fouled Kudus was in the air with the studs up. That's how it looked on a very poor thing. Let's have a look again. I mean, they'll show it again. It looks like it was a horrendous tackle. Yeah. I mean, Kudus didn't like go down injured or make something of it, but the Forest player hurls himself mid-air with his studs up. But apparently the ref isn't bothered about it or something.
See, Rodriguez also just shoved the defender. That was dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, the Forest player is trying to say he's injured by fouling Kudus. Between you and me, I don't think he's injured. I think he's very, very worried that was a sending off offence.
I love it. Great save by area. Ramsdale who? Yeah. Kind of forgetting how we're 1-0 down. Completely glossing over the fact that you can't kick a ball. Yeah,
it's ideal Sunday nap territory. If you've got a big week ahead, we don't mind if you nod off. Just keep the screen open so that sweet ad revenue keeps dripping in from YouTube.
Yeah.
But however, if you do go to sleep and wake up in an hour's time, then you'll still see the score. This is very true, Trudge, but he does keep playing them. Right, Kilman retains his place. Obviously, that goal wasn't his fault. Spurs' goal was, and many others through the season, which I've listed many times. But he also played Rodriguez. Wasn't Rodriguez's fault? Definitely was Ariola's fault, that goal. But it's all part of the same thing, isn't it? And I'm still okay with Potter staying and having a chance. I don't call this season Potter's chance. I think he's made many bad decisions. Ferguson's probably the worst. If it was his decision that, I've seen a player there at Brighton. Oh no, he's crap. So that was a bad decision. And also just various other bad decisions he's made.
That's the weird thing.
West Ham attack. We're in a good position. We're in the box. Kudus has it. Bowen has it. It was crowded out. There's no room. Back to Kudus. His kind of chances drifting away from us. Kudus tries to pump it in, but it flicks up. Forest clear. The initial chance was there, but we kind of fannied around with it. We've still got it. Wan-Bissaka on the left. He's going to give it to Kudus on the left. West Ham are attacking. We're making effort, but there's no real opportunities occurring. It's just scrappy.
Oh, Debo's got away with that. Or has he? Yeah, he has.
Yeah, just Debo tries to get it over to Kilman, who now has. He's being pressed, and he'll almost pass back to Areola. Nope, passes over to Cresswell.
I mean, Chrissy, I know. I think we're all of this same feeling. Really, we win a game, and that's what happened with Moyes at the end. When if we'd lose 3 in a balance and win 1, you think actually you could turn this around, and then you lose another 3, but we haven't even got that luxury now of trying to win another 3 because this season is dead and buried, as it has been for months. To be fair.
Yeah, in terms of optimism and positivity, it's also going to be a big decision factor for Potter about what he does in the summer. Dark Arts by Forest. Yeah, pretty much. When they get a sniff, when cheating is on the table for them, they've definitely been coached into things like pushing players into posts. Bowen has it now, turns well, drives forward on the right wing. Can he get the cross in? Is that a corner?
No. Bowen is the only one that just drives. We lack so much. There's no creativity in this team, is it? It's so poor.
No, we've got a great front 2 in this game who could pretty much play for anyone in the league, and then a sea of shit behind them.
Yeah.
Obviously, Wan-Bissaka not included in that, but everyone else is just relegation material. Cross comes in, but Forest head it out. Cross again from Ward-Prowse. Is it going to come in? Doesn't want to put it in with his left foot. Why bother? Professional footballer. Can't play with his left foot. Soufal on the right. Cross it, son. No. Tap back to Kudus. Whew.
At least we've got some possession now, though. Oh, Wan-Bissaka, get his crossing.
Yeah, we are crossing to our wingers. It must be noted. E. Davis, not sure what E stands for. Errol. Kudus is, oh no, Wan-Bissaka's trying on the left, but again, no one in the box. Suchek might pop up with a goal to make it 1-1 to just, delude everyone. Forest have possession.
On the attack now. In the box. Fowler's done well there. I don't know what the tactics are, Spirum. That has been the problem all season, really. I can't see the makeup. What is he trying to do? What is his style of play? I really can't see it. I don't know what type of team we want to be. Are we a defensive team? Are we attacking? Are we possession-based? Wingers? I don't know. If you could put like your finger on it and say, what style of play do West Ham have? I don't think I could do it.
Conservative.
Shite.
Just happy to be there.
Oh, lucky to be there.
Wow. Forest have the ball. Forest are passing around.
Oh, that wasn't a foul.
The ref give that. Oh my God, he did. Forest player gets touched. West Ham player got the ball. Sure, Rodriguez, as shit as he has, got the ball there.
Lino gave that.
He made very, very light contact with Murillo. JWP couldn't pass wind. Got to have some fart jokes to make the afternoon slowly drip by. Too slow, too predictable. We're good at being shite. Yeah, I mean, how we're above them, that's just how bad, obviously, they are. Yeah, possession-based.
Yeah, I know we're not that. I just don't know what we are.
Yeah, we're very good when the centre-backs pass it around and then pass back to the goalkeeper. Obviously, not today. It's usually our strong.
I will say there's a lot of people. I know I get the youth thing, and a lot of people, Dave, I agree. We've had a lot of players that have gone out loans. But I mean, it's a world of difference, the Premier League, to where some of these lads are. But they should be given a chance to be in the squad at least.
Cresswell cross, no one there. Kudus tries to go up, but the chance was never really there. Cross wasn't very good.
Yeah, it was. He done well to get a header out of that. To be fair, against two defenders, Kudus.
There's so many empty seats.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I mean.
It's close to 50%.
The last game of the season, I mean, it speaks volumes. People are just voting with their feet on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably better, actually. Style of prey.
Is that a Chinese accent? So if we see what happens now, West Ham have the ball. So Todibo has it. Back to Areola, because why not? Always go back to the goalkeeper when you're 1-0 down at home, 32 minutes into a football game.
You can't kick a ball.
Kilman over to Cresswell. Over to Ward-Prowse. Back to Kilman. In defence. Back to Areola. Yep, that's it. What will Areola do? Hoofs it long to the halfway line. And Forest win possession. Yay. Hooray. What elite football.
It's weird, isn't it? It's a
weird
one. Too easy.
It's just most people. You can become a professional footballer at allegedly the highest level, but lack just the will to spice things up every now and then in any way.
Take a gamble.
Just
make it so easy, Forest. Off from that pass.
Yeah, it's just it's defense, pass, kick. So again, that does come down to the manager either not telling to do that, telling them didn't go through. What's the message? What did you tell the players? You've now been here for, let's call it 5 months. and the players you put out there do pass, goalkeeper kick, which if you were managing, let's say, a bunch of teenagers, you would tell them logically there's no point doing that. Because the defenders are here, the goalkeeper's here, he's further back, so hoofing it doesn't make sense.
Good tackle, Dino says he couldn't go today, couldn't be bothered going next season anyway. Giving up your season ticket, is so bored of it. I mean, it's a tough watch, isn't it? Like I said, I'd rather be a team that goes at teams. If you lose more than you win, fine, but you've had a go. You don't even seem to have a go. What is the point of watching it?
Jeff needs some form of homoerotic filth in his life to cheer him up. That's fine. Each to their own. When you're watching the midfield of Rodriguez, you've got to laugh. Rodriguez, Ward-Prowse, Thomas Souček is your midfield. Ladies and gentlemen of West Ham United. Just incredible. Incredible. You got Fulkrug on the bench. Yikes. Why is Ollie Scott
awful last game? Static.
Do not know. Oh, wow. Cresswell drives forward into the opposition half. Gentle pass over to Souček. Nothing to do. Back to Cresswell. Nothing to do. Back he goes into our half to Kilman. Over to Todibo. What football you're observing. This is a 10-pass movement. Over to Bowen, who comes back and gets fouled.
And that's the problem when you've only got one or two good players. They're so easily marked out the game, just as he's done here. Just put one on him.
Yeah. I mean, Bowen's trying his best. Kudus is trying his best. Bowen's getting fouled a lot. Hopefully the referee might do something about that if that's another repetitive foul 35 minutes in, that they're just doing professional fouls. Taking away free kicks, which puts us... Cresswell tries to bring it forward. Saka's on the left. We're not in a bad position if someone could swing in a cross.
Oh,
cross comes in. No. Corner to West Ham. Yikes.
Lucky there, little back heel goal. Oh, Guido actually did all right there.
Yeah, metaversal threat is just by the law of numbers. There must be people just watching this who are fitter and faster in a standard way than Rodriguez.
Yeah, my nan's watching.
Cross comes in. It's not good. It's high. Forest win it.
Chris Woods did it.
Yeah, we are defensive and shit. I mean, that answers your question from earlier as well. In 2 words.
That's the style of play we want.
And shit. Quite nice wordplay from Spearham here. Sullivan is a stadium half full type of guy. Yeah. Again, I've tried, you've got to try and think about what goes on in the mind of someone who keeps making bad decisions and doesn't realize it. It's one of those things that's boring and fascinating. It will always fascinate me. Just the brain processes of stupidity when you've made a catalogue of evidenced factual bad decisions, but nothing twigs. You just think never mind that was other people and aliens and COVID and ghosts. There's various circumstances occurred. None of them were my decision-making nonsense. Fascinating. Seasons we've gone down where we've been more entertaining than yes, very much so. Very much so. I mean, it's literally... The crowd should be annoyed. I just think, it's the weather. It's a Sunday, but if you turn up...
Oh, it's a bad pass.
And you just...
Gifted it back to Forest.
World Cup winning Rodriguez there spanks the ball from the right side on the halfway line over randomly to the left a bit to a Forest player.
They just want it more, Forest.
They want it more, and they've got the youth to make it there in a 50-50 situation. It's just when we get the ball. When Forest have the ball, okay, whatever. When we have the ball, I start to feel elements of rage build through my gut.
Yeah.
Because when we've got the ball, Forest just sit back. They don't care because they know we're rubbish. When we've got the ball, Forest go, fair enough, I'll have a rest. Wonderful. I've been playing too many games this season anyway. And then when I just see it happen, Kilman to Cresswell to Ward-Prowse, I start to feel like I need to punch something.
Oh, man. Just simple passes. No, it's a simple pass. Give it back to Forest. Just kicks it out.
Yeah. Now, what Beaton here has given himself a challenge to make the best of today's football match. The text chat is there. It's an open forum. So if losing to 1-0 to Nottingham Forest at home in a half-empty stadium at the end of a shit season, sitting in 15th position, is your cup of tea, now is the time to unleash verbal praise, gratitude, and appreciation on this starting lineup of West Ham, which is our best starting lineup. We don't have a bunch of Somerville's injured. We don't have a whole squad of injured players. This is it. Go on, Beaton rides again.
Oh, it could be.
Charm us.
Oh.
Forest, are they going to shoot?
Ariola saves again.
Oof. 2 saves by Ariola. Forest conspired to kind of muck that up there. That was offside anyway.
Mile off. Oh, he wasn't offside. Oh, would have been close. Didn't matter anyway.
Yeah, midfield is woeful. Finishing in this position is my cup of crap. That's the thing. It is a hard watch. Yeah. It's just so annoying because, again, football could be an easy game. To play positive football, it's not so baffling to make it happen. Let alone the rest of it. Let alone not signing old players. Just the culmination of so many decisions to see Kilman bring the ball forward.
Yeah, I mean, Ian sums it up, to be honest. We've got to keep it away from the defence. I know they keep passing it around, but awful. I mean, the midfield's no, to be fair, midfield's just as bad, if not worse. But it's panic stations. Everything is panic stations.
Yeah. And again, Fulkrug, not a saviour, but he's on the bench. Just play him. Go route one. If you're going to be this bad, if you're going to try and go Kilman, Todibo, Kilman, Cresswell, Kilman, Ariola, and repeat that until Ariola hoofs it, just put Fulkrug on, just put Ferguson on, and just hoof the ball up to them and forget you've got a midfield, because the midfield is so bad. It doesn't matter. You can't achieve anything. You've had one victory against a terrible club who keep losing, and then you start the game, the fans' possible last home game of the season, maybe enjoy something, blah, blah, blah. Just fucking play hoofball and lump it up to them.
The problem and the worry I have, to be totally fair, I know Bowen signed a long-term contract, but he's too good for this. Like, it's going to come a point where he's thinking, well, I'm not going to just be playing near the relegation end. He's definitely a top half player, European level. He's quality. And we're just going to end up, if you lose Bowen, we are completely screwed.
Yeah, Metaversal Threat coming up with the positivity. Nice little kit. Forest in their sky blue and us in the clarets. Lovely little mixture. Our midfield is like watching an episode of Last of Summer Wine. Keep slow players for half a decade. Maybe they can change. Half-time subs. It's the only thing to look forward to in a West Ham season is half-time subs.
Who are you bringing on?
Anyone.
Fulkrug, I think you said.
Yep. Fulkrug, Ferguson. Just play 4-2-4 and just go long ball. relentlessly long ball over the top to one of the strikers, try and bring it down and play in a winger and just keep doing that rather than defensive nonsense.
Ziyech's hardly had a kick at the ball, has he?
Oh my God.
But he's been really anonymous in this game.
It's really back to our worst. I've got to be honest. Call me out for negativity, whatever you like. This is, again, forgetting the fact that we won a game last game out.
Doesn't count. Not
against Tottenham, we were just generally shit in a general way, but so were they because of the team they had put out there. It was against Tottenham. It was two crap teams relentlessly being crap, trying to string something together, not losing possession. This it's honestly more like Potter's trying to personally annoy me. It's more like he's making just perverse choices. Something has happened in Potter's brain. Someone has had a conversation with him.
Not a foul. How is that not a foul? He just held on to Bowen.
But no one. He's surrounded by yes men. I don't know what it is, but there's reasoning behind this. He seems to not be a complete moron. He seems to be able to do things like string a sentence together, sit down, dress himself, eat and drink food, and so on and so on. But something occurs when he says, "Okay, here's my starting lineup," and no one says, Corner's Forest. No one says that's just abysmally stupid. Don't do it for the following reasons. West Ham fans, we're getting the camera over to them.
Yeah.
And the time we're reading about them. They look seriously arms crossed, wordless, not talking to each other.
Look, that shocking shirt is just shaking his head, and I think that's
Hawaiian shirt, sunglasses. He's mouthing that he's pissed off about something to his mate next to him. It is. I mean, we've all been there at games. It's not a new thing for West Ham. We've all been there at games where you feel just dumbfounded at what you're watching.
Kudus nicks the ball, counters on.
Kudus does very, very, very well, but he's got the entire length of the pitch, no support, no one near him, no one in 20 yards. Souček, I think that's Souček trying to make it up to him. Who is that?
I was on a corner there.
Trying to make it up to him. Soufal thinks he should have got a corner, which even this way looked like a corner. You're
going to get a yellow card for that.
See the replay. I mean, it was the best thing that's happened all game.
Oh, that is a definite corner.
That's a corner. Categorically, factually, definitely, 100%, because the 50-50 moment happened, and then after the 50-50 moment, the ball hit the Forest player's leg definitely before the ball crossed the line at any angle. It was a good half a yard inside the pitch, and then Soufal complained to the linesman who got it wrong and got a yellow card for his troubles. That's just our reality. At this point, yeah, I mean, just when we need some of us, speak for yourself. Yeah, expensive transfers. That is the thing with, championship has what, 24 clubs. League One has 24 clubs, so 48 clubs. Each squad has, let's just say 10. So let's just say in the Championship and League One, there are 200 players. I don't believe that good scouting, Gibbs White came from the Championship, obviously Bowen. There are better ways to spend £40 million. For one example of someone who sanctioned that Kilman signing.
Oh yeah, this has been one of the worst halves I think we played. We haven't strung any passes together.
Dean is literally echoing your words at that point in time. As you're saying that, Dean is just in tune.
Yeah, I can't see it. It can't change. I mean, everybody is buggered off at half time. I mean, that's That's ridiculous. I don't know how many are going to come back for the second half. If it was me, not really. Why bother? Even it.
That's the thing. At some point, Potter must have had a discussion with someone and said, I think this lineup could maybe get a point against this Forest team. And then the person he was talking to said, okay, Graham, fair enough.
Have a corner.
No one said, hang on, wouldn't that just be a slap in the face for the fan base trying to get a point when you're 15th? Well, Murillo says he's injured and wants to be substituted. I think probably he's even bored of this. To be fair, should be playing against 10 men. Do you mean which one? Do you mean the push on Bowen, or do you mean the one which was not even replayed or discussed? Was that flying studs up against Kudus?
You see Rodriguez again there, though.
Yeah, hurling.
Basically, could have given away 2 penalties by now.
Yeah, I mean, Kudus has for the last 4 games, probably, the effort level has come back from Kudus. He's been one of the best players in the last few games, but he has no one. He has no one to work with. Yeah, empty it out. I mean, if anything, if we want something to happen, if you're sat there in the stadium, you're talking to fans around you, you try and get something going, saying, right, everyone, you know, this is the best opportunity we have to leave en masse and leave an empty stadium. And it's a message to both, this time, the manager and the owner. Potter has to take blame for it's not the result. Forget it. Obviously, without that nonsense, it's 0-0. But what a starting lineup to give the home fans when you got 2 strikers on the bench, one who's okay and one who you brought in on loan, but you just stick him on the bench and play a strikerless. Yeah, Murillo is indeed injured, so
can't ban off. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. Corner in.
This is at least we know this is a low. Corner comes in for Forest, goes over the other side. They've got it on the left wing. They pass it back.
Half time. Thank God. Break from this crap. Oh, it's just another shower from West Ham. This is just depressing. It is depressing. I'm just glad that the Premier League doesn't go over the summer, because this would absolutely ruin your summer, wouldn't it? Watching this every week.
Yeah, in a very long season. We've got 2 more games to go. The only thing, shred of positivity, is we're at the get rid. Yeah, I mean, just to really pile misery upon us, TWB McMystery reminds us that potentially we were in discussions with Eze at the time of him signing, but we went for Benrahma. We went for Benrahma instead. I mean, he did score the penalty in the final, so fair enough. But anyway, I don't know why Alex is doing that to himself. Terrible financial choice. Players even walk off the pitch slowly. Just wowzers. Against Forest, we get Napo, VAR, and ref a joke. Potter better sort it. Linesman, I mean, it's just everything in this game. It's the starting lineup. It's the ref. Ref is letting them just absolutely hack our players down. Linesman can't see. Linesman can't do his job. What crap have we just witnessed?
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to. I will fool myself, Dean. I will fool myself until game 1 of August. Snack chat. Breaking out the dark chocolate. Not bad choice. So
I didn't get a chance to get a snack
here. Cannot get my daughter because West Ham are shit. Yeah, snack wise, not really sure. I did make some homemade bread. It was a mix of spelt flour with a bit of strong white bread flour. Yeah, Dino, I mean, yes, you and me both. To be better than the levels we're witnessing would only take will and effort. You only really have to pass the ball 20 yards. And you can play in this West Ham team because that's all we really do. We just pass 20 yards, 15 yards, 10 yards, maybe just then try and pump it up to Kudus and Bowen, who are only decent players, and Wan-Bissaka as well. You don't really have to do anything to play. Are you guys on for 24 hours too? God, no.
Who else is on for 24 hours?
I think another channel did I don't know if it was really 24 hours, but they did some long live stream, Claret and Booze. They invited Gio and they invited some others. They're trying to get a petition going against Sullivan and Brady out the club. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a realist, so I don't really know if it's going to achieve anything. But if you just want to, if you're bored and you want to just tap a button and that might be a bit anti-owners, then yeah, Claret and Booze usually have the links up on their channels somewhere that you can sign a petition for a change of ownership.
I mean, we'll come back to that American owners thing. Do we want American owners?
Yeah, coming in at 25.1% isn't going to change anything anyway. In reality, because obviously there's the majority owner and there are some of the other owners, which if a vote happens, no owner is going to come in and say our training ground is an embarrassment, let's improve it. So I don't think that's a random investor owner. Kretinsky's technically an owner. Don't hear anything from him notably. So it's just a financial investment in Football Made.
It's a tax dodge.
It's not it. Peter Tom's asked fair enough, Griffin, have you two signed a petition? I just don't really do things like that because I'm too realistic. Me, one number doesn't change or affect anything. Then if you said, if everyone thought like that, but then the way I think and do doesn't change other people. And I have now voiced that petition exists on this platform. So if you feel like signing it, go ahead. I just can't really be bothered.
For me, I'd get Guido off. I'm just looking at the replays, and it's twice that he is just shoved, like his hands in the back of Forest players in our box. Could have given away 2 penalties. Luckily, that hasn't happened. But liability, get him off. Let's just go. Last home game of the season, just chuck on Fulkrug and maybe Ferguson. Get them both on. Just try and go for it. Try and win a last game at home because we're doing nothing here. There's got to be 2 or 3 changes you'd make at half time. This is just pathetic.
Yeah, Potter is just gambling everything.
You won't gamble. We won't make
on a big summer change. I mean, he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything to build a mentality. He's not doing anything to build, some form of mindset, some way that when West Ham take to the pitch and the game kicks off, what do the players do? It's just, I can't see anything being put in place.
I'm getting a snack.
Yeah, fair enough. Northie's going to eat his feelings in confectionery. Yeah, David Shah. Let's call that a Fraser quote. It's probably not really from Fraser, but don't we all love Fraser? Love Suchek. We should play a midfield rather than being great in both boxes. Pass back United. That's all we do. Doesn't even make sense. Mark reminds people to like the chat. I don't think there's probably 9 likes. I think if you X the chat and press the thumbs up button, it makes Gio happy. I think he does it like an annual thumbs up count. Yeah, Kirbishley number 2 is a very good. It's a very good moniker for Graham Potter. Even Kirbishley still selected players. I mean, he probably had a slightly more interesting squad, but as boring as Kirbishley was, I think the players at that point were more motivated. Obviously, the likes of Bobby Zamora. Exactly. This is why there's no way to not be pissed off, specifically on a deeply personal level, at Graham Potter at this point, with or without the context of the rest of our club and the way we operate. it's just rude and disrespectful to do this to home fans, to play 5-3-2 or whatever this formation could be called, the two being wingers. Yeah, even the dog is fed up. Some of these comments are getting a couple of minutes old. Try to get through them. I mean, even Equality Dump feels more. I mean, yeah, who knows? Who knows if it's true or not? Kai's Machine says Saudis would invest. Difficult to. I mean, my feelings, are a bit like DC's on that matter. You know, I'm not like, against such a thing. If you want to do it, fair enough, go ahead, no problem. I just can't see a way that anything is changing unless maybe Sullivan either feels that he's maximized the resale value he could get, or he just likes sitting on that little armchair of his and having an elevated possession looking down on other human beings. So yeah, yes, welcome to Hammer's Chat. If you've just tuned in at halftime, this is the place.
Come on.
Any borderline frustrations you may or may not be coming. I mean, Souček himself has to start because he pops up with a goal. But obviously, the way we play is just old, tired, and slow. I mean, it's good. It's good that everyone has a place to vent frustrations such as this, which is, again, the side of it. What can we do with that midfield? That's why, just if I have a choice, which I don't, it's nothing to do with me, I just feel like, okay, fine, do give Potter the chance to clear out crap, get players in. Okay. But in theory, you've got two strikers on the bench.
Yeah. When you know the midfield's crap, don't, and our defence is rubbish, don't put an extra defender in there. Like, you might as well think, well, at least we've got some decent strikers, get them on. And Ferguson isn't a crap player, and Fulkrug isn't a crap player. Get them both on.
So what do you think as fans we should do? I mean, I don't necessarily have the onus upon me to say that, because personally I think one thing is fine to do and okay, I'm not against it, but personally I don't think it will actually make a change. It doesn't mean I need to come up with an alternative, because I haven't criticized it. I just said I can't see it making a change. I just think it's a fairly logical conclusion. Yeah, nothing wrong with the goalkeeper. He did play it badly. I mean, the fans could just leave and say, you know what?
The players are a disgrace. They don't deserve anything. I mean, that's the problem. It's a monopoly, isn't it? Because you can't change clubs. It's not like you have an alternative unless it's a local team. You just want them to be better. Just not.
Yeah, Potter AI manager, no style. There are good players. Other clubs sign them. You look at it's not the one off. You look at through the list of Forest, Brighton, Brentford, even Bournemouth, Fulham. Villa lifted themselves up through decision making rather than doing a City and just buying everyone. Booing, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, we can't hear it. I know somebody said in the comments earlier that you could hear a pin drop at the stadium, but if people boo, I'm assuming people were booing at the end of that half term.
Must have been. Yeah, over-reliance on Souček is slightly alarming. Whole midfield definitely does need to go.
Yeah. You do. You look at their players. Gibbs White, pace. Obviously, Langer's got loads of pace. I mean, they run at us, and we don't have. Curtis has checked out. I don't know if he's going to be there, if he's going to be off. I don't think he'll go to Arsenal though. I don't think Arsenal would want him. I don't see why they would want another player like that in Saka's position anyway. Where else is he going to play? He can't play centrally, and I don't think he's good enough to be a striker. So I don't think he can play with the ball. He's back to goal. I can't see him going to that sort of level of club. Maybe Man U. I could see him probably being a Man U player, Kudus. That's probably about it.
Yes, it is the definition of conservatism to just do this and then just the proof will be really 6 to 12 months from now, if anything, any decisions Potter made has paid off, because there were alternatives available to him that might be very atypical and strange in a normal season. But when we're this crap, you know, when, let's say, the young players we had on loan, I don't know, get them back and just put them on the bench, give them game time, even come out in the press conference and saying, we've basically got nothing to play for, so I'm going to give those players some game time. If they make mistakes, don't get on their back or whatever. Something, but just...
Well, yeah, as soon as Leicester were relegated, as soon as when that was confirmed, that bottom three was confirmed, that was the time to say, look, we have to look ahead to the future. We're going to give these lads a chance. But instead, you're playing players that you know are going to get released. I don't get the sense of it. And also the other thing that really worries me is that he has seen Ferguson week in, week out over a long time himself, brings him to the club and doesn't play him. I don't understand. I really don't understand that decision. I think that's the worst decision Potter's made since he's been at the club, because he knows that player. He's not an unknown. It's not a gamble. You've seen this guy. You know he's good. We know he's good. He scores goals. He ain't going to score shit all from the bench. Weird. It's just a weird decision. No.
Yeah, I mean, Leon brings up a point here, which is a fair enough point. I mean, like I say, I could just say the petition's on there. The owners are crap, go and sign it. I mean, it's just giving a personal opinion about it. Obviously, I voiced the fact that the petition exists on the Claret and Booze YouTube thingy. Please don't leave this channel to go and do it now. Maybe do it later, because obviously you're here to support Gio and Gonzo partially. However, the petition exists. I'm just saying it exists. But like, you tell me what happens if the numbers get up. What if the fans are united and 50,000 people, however many thousand people, tens of thousands of people sign this petition? The owner's not going to go, oh, they don't like me, I'm shocked. Or why don't I sell to someone who has the club's best interest at heart, and so forth. If anyone thinks this will have a particular change, then I'm saying the petition exists, and it is each person's choice on this chat what you do with it. But I'm also, seeing as I'm talking on this YouTube thing that exists, I'm just concluding with an honest point that I don't, like, my one action isn't going to change anything, which is, you know, just fact. It's like a logical fact that does exist. If I go and do one more, it's not going to do anything. If you'd all like to do it, definitely go ahead.
No changes at half time. Well done.
Yeah, Rodriguez trots out dutifully onto the football pitch.
You enjoy it. Basically, Potter's saying the West Ham fans must have loved that dish of crap I've just dealt up.
Yeah.
They want a second helping. Oh, this is so painful. Why do we do this, Nick? Why do we do it, really?
Yeah, it's personal choice, isn't it? The brainwashing integration.
What was your snack anyway? I'd run off to get a bit of a weird one. At our local Asda's, they do sushi forgotten ends. You ever had them? That's my halftime snack. It's a weird one. I love them.
Oh, it's very healthy.
Yeah. Have they made a sub? No, actually, the number 5, is it Moreno, is actually looked like he broke his leg, went off on a stretcher. He's come out for the second half.
Yeah, he was being a bit dramatic. One must say, rolling around on the floor doing this, but apparently probably believes he can get a headed goal or something.
Kicks off. And we're off.
I mean, Sean, if you want to go and sign it, just, you know, fair enough. You must listen to the precise words I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with signing it. If you want to sign it, fair enough. Go ahead, right? Ricky B believes that there may be national coverage, might get embarrassed. Just fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not against anyone signing it or it existing. Sit and do nothing won't change anything. That's also true. Many things can be true at the same time, but also doing a thing also doesn't necessarily change the thing. It must be said. But we've been talking about it for a long time. So go, if you like to go and sign it, definitely do. Definitely. We'll be lucky to get 0-2 this rate.
Yep, really right.
Yeah, I mean, it is half empty.
People are not rushing back to their seats, are they?
Yeah. See, Leon, we're talking about it. We are talking about it. It's fine. We can discuss it. I'm also just free to just state my personal belief, as well as encourage others to sign it if they want. I know that might be a nuanced take of things, but I'm sticking to my guns on doing that.
That was a panic hit from Creswell. Even he smiles at that one. I don't know how wild it was.
Commentary team saying Potter is clueless. Interesting if that's the case.
Who's your commentary team?
Yeah. it'd be very interesting if someone did say that. Usually no commentators are going to be that, let's say, forthright or direct with criticism of a manager. I'm quite interested.
Could have done well to come over that, to be fair. Cross comes in to nobody. No striker, no chance.
Yeah, I mean, if you like non-crap so-called cheese, then baby bells are your thing. Replace one stand with a capsule hotel so you can have a little bit of a sleep. Those poor bastards still there watching. Silent, annoyed, confused, questioning their life.
I wonder if anyone could access some of the cameras outside the stadium, see if many people are leaving, walking across that bridge.
I would say a few have, but it was roughly this empty from kickoff. This is very interesting. I'm very interested in who these commentators are. Is it Tony Gale? Who is it? Has no plan as experiment. I mean, even if he was experimenting, that would be something. As Forest attack, they get in the box, but it's bobbling around a bit, and Areola collects.
Hang on.
DC putting his opinion in there, just an opinion. Jeff bringing down the tone, conversation. Apparently,
I wish Charlie was here instead of us, to be honest, watching this crap.
Yeah, I mean, he did leave. His foresight, Charlie's foresight on recognizing what was to become the worst season in basic. The worst season, is it since Avram Grant? Is it since Glenn Roeder? It's up there. It's one of the top worst West Ham seasons in the last 30 plus years. It has to be. As West Ham, Kudus gets fouled. We have a free kick near the halfway line.
Can't even take a free quickly.
Yes. See, this is why we're discussing it, right? Fair enough. Opinions. Nothing wrong with them. Yeah, bad teams.
And we're going to go back to the keeper, aren't we? Yeah, all the way back to the keeper.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Very believable, unfortunately. Extremely believable.
Yeah. Can we get Charlie back as a special guest in the last game of the season? Who knows? I do not know such things. Is that true? 5 home wins all season. Dear God. Who are they against? Wolves. Fulham. That was 3-2. Leicester. Wolves, Fulham, Leicester.
Did we beat Arsenal at ours, or was that their place?
No, that was theirs. Man U. And
Go on.
someone else.
Oh, that's a yellow card all day long. Yes.
That is the hack down. Yet another hack down from Forest on a West Ham player. Referee finally gives a yellow card 51 minutes into the game. I mean, Kudus was free and clear, running toward the goal. And yeah, they bring us down. So thanks to the ref for unavoidably actually giving a yellow card to the number 8, who should have already been on yellow card a long time ago. Painful football. Finally, the ref calls something. Yeah, I think Potter will be straight down the tunnel. He might do one of his stairs into the distance. Yeah, it's the worst combination.
Yeah. There's no chemistry, as someone
Isn't he
said.
watching this? How are we playing? I think you can tell from the chat.
Same as we always do. We have been this season.
Yeah, and with no striker. Oh, Kudus has it on the left. Oh, tries to get the cross in.
Of course.
There's no one there because we don't have striker. Ball's bubbling around. Wowzers.
And Bissaka's got the ball. Plays it wide. Cross comes in. Ended.
No striker there. Defender has a free header. 53 minutes in, Potter doesn't make any changes.
Change. Come on.
Forest player says he's injured, is in pain. Don't believe him. I haven't seen. They never show the owners. I think that they tell the TV cameras don't look at me. Top 3 best worst seasons. Yeah. I think Tadebo's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's surrounded by absolute toilet.
He's the best defender we've got.
Yeah, there has to be. There's probably 25,000 people in the stadium. I mean, when you see that defender there just get an absolutely free header, and you are Graham Potter, and you do have a couple of strikers on the bench, what would you be waiting for at this point? See if we can get back in the game in 10 minutes with your epic lineup. Yeah, I mean, Forest players are either hacking our players down or being injured. I don't really care if they get Champions League. Football doesn't bother me. Yes, very good point by Dean. Just bored. If you're a Potter, you'd just be bored of what you're seeing. As a football fan, as a neutral, you would be very bored with this. As you just see, Tadebo, Kilman, Cresswell. Cresswell slightly dribbles it forward a bit. No options. Goes back to Kilman. Back over to Tadebo. Over to Ward-Prowse.
Oh.
Kilman, Tadebo. So this is what, just thump it up to a strike. Put 2 strikers on the pitch and just hoof it toward their general direction. Kudus gets fouled again. Referee gives nothing. West Ham throw in. So West Ham have it. Wan-Bissaka and Kudus passing it around a bit. Kudus is in the corner. Right-footed cross. Way over to Soufal, maybe that was, who shoots.
Yeah, Soufal was going for the spectacular.
Shoots, goes over. Yeah, Soufal shot from 17 yards out. Not good.
Oh, who was running down the? I missed that.
Fulkrug's running down the tunnel.
He's running away.
Yeah, he's going further away.
It's coming on. Alvarez coming on, and Fulkrug as well. I think 3 subs.
Wow. Took Potter 55 minutes to put on a striker. Bit of pace would be good. Paqueta, Soler. So yeah, apparently Paqueta's mentally okay for 40 minutes of football, which absolutely makes no sense in any way, shape or form. Say, oh, he's a bit mentally perturbed. Give him 40 minutes. Yikes. Dear Lord in heaven. I mean, it's not worse than some of the performances. It's on par. On par as
bad.
Non-footballing. As Forest attack, ball goes up. Erdo should catch it, and he does. I want the ball to go out of play so we can make these subs. Bowen's kind of got it on the right wing, but...
Very good, Danny. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I should be eating some snacks just to make my life more bearable at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to. I'm abstaining until dinner. Okay, substitutes. So, yeah, I mean, Potter is Lopetegui in disguise at this point. So he's bringing on Paqueta, Soler, Alvarez, and Fulkrug, who he could have started with. Could have started Paqueta, although I hope we sell Paqueta. Could have started with Fulkrug, didn't. Just why? Why bother? Someone gets a... Yeah, Aaron Cresswell gets a standing ovation. Well done. Everything and so forth. Oh, wow. Just compounding. Just Potter highlighting his own poor decision making.
I'm not unhappy with those changes because I think it needed mass changes to change this around. That was awful.
Yeah. But again, you just highlight, he's highlighting his own stupidity. If Paqueta can get him on the pitch, just get him on the pitch instead of Rodriguez. If Fulkrug can be on the pitch, just get him on the pitch at the start of the game to try and do strikery things. Obviously, Alvarez wants to go anyway, fair enough. He's not a particularly great player. Soler's a nothing player. Oh, dear. Forest are going to counter.
You didn't get that? But he was done well to get that, Langer. No one up there with him, though.
Yeah, Tadebo's there. 5 West Ham players are back.
One of fouls. Only a player up there. Just hold him up.
Yeah, Alain was looking for that foul. He just skipped over him and wanted Tadebo to go in for a collision, and that's what Tadebo did.
Just...
Oh, hang on a minute.
Dean says, I hope it's the last time he sees James Ward-Prowse in a home game. I agree with that as well. Bloody awful. James, it's a nice sentiment, but when you're 1-0 down and playing this crap, I think just getting as many players off and on is needed.
Yeah, I'm with Lewis on this one. I didn't see things getting this bad. I really didn't. I really believed we would have some form of, even call it identity. That's too ambitious. I didn't necessarily think we'd have an identity. I just thought we'd have some tactics. I truly believed it. I was
2-0.
absolutely wrong. Forest 2-0. Cross comes in.
Too
header,
easy. So
header
easy.
goal. Cross comes in from Langer. I didn't see who got the header. Forest 2-0. I didn't see this level of conservatism. Even if Potter was meant to be not, this like gung-ho, he's a bit boring. Okay. I thought I'd see some tactics and I thought I'd see better decision making. So who headed it?
I think Wan-Bissaka played him on there.
Oh yeah, it said Wan-Bissaka went off, but obviously he didn't.
I think if he doesn't drop there, that's
31 Milenkovic.
Milenkovic, yeah. I mean, at this point, who gives a flying fuck? To be honest.
Obviously, you'd think we have enough players on the football pitch who have the ability to get a header in first on a cross. They're VARing it. I don't know why. Oh, he might be off. Someone's foot who was involved in play was offside. Whether they think he was in play enough.
Have a look.
Even from that angle, I can't see whose foot it is, but someone's Forest foot.
Gibbs White's foot was offside, but was he interfering?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was, but will they make the correct decision or not is the choice. Because there was a clutch of 3 players who it came to. So you're involved. You've got physical contact with someone else who's actually headering it. But they might just say...
Okay.
They might say something else.
Still looking at it by the look of it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people are going mad in the chat. He should never have been hired if we're doing never haves. The double, I can't ever remember it because we obviously very, very rarely win there away.
Yeah.
Oh, offside apparently. Some people are saying.
Well, if he's interfering, which is that close he is, then that is offside.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, it's like it definitely is. Like, put it this way. If you knew how to apply the rules of the game, it's offside. So now they're taking, at this point, 2 to 3 minutes to make that decision by themselves.
Yeah. If it's taking this long, is it clear and obvious? Go back to that debate as well.
Yeah, they're just really milking their jobs at this point. Because point 1 is his foot offside, yes. Point 2 is involved, yes.
It's the ref
Yeah, I mean, to bring up Jeff's point, we've got to believe, we've got to have stupid footballing belief because we don't have a choice. I would say if you had a choice, if you had an honest to God choice emotionally about supporting West Ham, I'd say don't bother. If you don't have a choice and you must support West Ham in your mind, then we must live in the summer recollecting how our young players out on loan have more or less all of them won their player of the season at their clubs. And a lot of them play for England as well. So, and we have a high quantity, a bunch of them coming back. Correct if I'm wrong. So we have Earthy, Marshall, Coventry, Potts.
Is it? Are they saying it's maybe an own goal, which is why it's not? Come off for Alvarez. I'm not sure if it was a defender or if Alvarez headed this.
I think it came off the defender's back.
Really hard to tell, isn't it?
I think it came off his right there. I mean, again, VAR, they should have big enough screens and enough angles to make a decision. They've got about 5 angles.
Back.
I think it came off his back. Yeah, I'm convinced. Obviously, they might say it's not clear and obvious, but that's nonsense. I'm convinced it came off his back.
But again, this is taking so long. It's not clear and obvious, is it?
I mean, yeah, I think it is, but they're just not good at their job.
Sean sums this up, really. Get on with it. Get on with it.
Yeah, just give them the goal. Let us wallow.
Yeah, I don't care.
Ricky B is absolutely at the stage where sometimes you just need to wallow in filth, either literally or figuratively. You just need that moment of being disgusting before you go and have a shower and shave and just tidy up your life. Yeah, I mean, they're showing the camera now of the VAR people. That's how boring football now is in 2025. We have the camera on. The text-based commentary I'm reading is saying that the people in the VAR studio are just now in discussion with each other. Referee is doing his
big decision's been made.
Big and important thing. Took them a long time to keep looking at the same thing.
Goal.
Huzzah! Of course it's a goal. Why would it ever not be?
Carl says this isn't helping his match bingo. VAR out.
Yeah. I mean, it came off his back. Someone was offside who was making physical contact with the player, jumping for it. Logically speaking, that's being very, very much involved. Never mind.
Yeah, I wonder how long that check was.
8 minutes or something.
We've lost it now. We're just pushing people over.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's what he should have been doing from minute one when he should have been on the pitch.
Cyril's comment there. A VAR checking this on a Nokia 3210. That was ridiculous. 6 minutes apparently that took. Mad.
Yeah, can West Ham score 3? Maybe. Why not? Why not?
Well, the big boys on now.
Yeah, fans, wow, to stick around. I mean, there's a bunch of trains.
Yeah.
Coming in the next 10 minutes or so. I would be absolutely legging it over to platform whatever it is to make my way back to beautiful Kent and forget about the existence of West Ham and all they do to me. Just looking forward to a good summer. I mean, I've still got one more of these bloody games to go.
Yeah, thankfully I'm not here next week. So
yeah, I mean the odds on Ipswich. Wow. Let's have a look. I don't know if they come up. Sometimes they save the final moments.
Corner to Forest.
All in one. Brentford are beating Fulham 2-1. So obviously Fulham are a good team, but Brentford have it amongst themselves. Let's take a look at Brentford's midfield and just imagine what life is like for a football fan that supports a different team. Leicester are beating Ipswich 1-0. So Brentford, Mbuemo and Wissa, their attacking players, have scored. And for Fulham, Raul Jimenez, their striker. So strikers score goals. That's what other managers have realised. We don't have a manager that knows that. Who knows that? Who would know such things? It's a mystery. And then Brentford, they're big names in midfield that get this 2-1 victory against a good Fulham team. They've got Christian Norgard, Mikkel Damsgaard, and Yihor Yarmoliuk. So not £40 million signings, not big, fancy, exotic names, but doing a job against a very good Fulham team. And in defence for Brentford, from right to left, you have Michael Coyote, Nathan Collins, Sepp van den Berg, and Keane Lewis Potter.
Well, it shows how bad this is. We're talking about Brentford.
Yes, so Thomas Frank has got quite a tune out of uninspiring names and low-cost players by doing footballing things. Good on Thomas Frank. I wish him well. I wish all the best for Brentford.
Yeah, good manager
for the season ahead.
Like him, he's a good manager. Neil Grant poses a question. Do you think we'll beat Ipswich?
No.
I mean,
and I'm just checking the odds on that occurring so I can enjoy the summer. Just counting my winnings. Oh, they don't have the odds up yet. The latest game they've got, Tuesday, Man City, Bournemouth. So they'll put them all up. Will I be having a flutter on Ipswich? Very possibly.
Matt says he left at 42 minutes, got home. He's now 2-0. DC asked the question, are you renewing, Matt? Come on, Soler. Bang one. Hit it. Oh, save.
Shot on target. XG increased.
disgusting. That's what we come here for.
XG 0.6. Oh dear.
Trojan, actually, that's not a bad idea. All fans should just boo until a decision is reached. They're a bit out of breath. Any asthmatics, you'd have killed them if 6 minutes of booing.
Yeah, cross comes in from West Ham, won by a Forest player. Wow. Oh, Mark Dorrian's having his Chinese for dinner.
Not on a Sunday. No.
Right, the days of the week are so important to your
Oh,
to your meal scenarios.
no. Can't be doing it, Corn Bowen. Cross in. Corner.
Corner, yes. Fans give a polite ripple of applause.
A couple of them did, yeah.
Oh, heard we're signing Yamal. I think DC might say your mum on that one. I'm going to try and just fill in the blanks. Cricket season. I don't actually like the game of cricket. You might be surprised to know.
Don't get cricket at all.
No, most boring game on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Just no West Ham games in the summer ahead. No more watching these players. Wolfie has deer meat for dinner. I actually do have deer meat a couple of times a week at least, venison. It's natural, it's high in creatine, it's low in fat. It's a wonderful thing. Bowen walks into the box, bobbling around. Is that another West Ham corner or a goal kick?
Corner, I think. And the replay just comes in. That might have been a goal kick. Let's have a look.
No, I don't think so.
No, corner. Taken quickly. Kudus shoots and way off target. Matt has said to DC, yes, mate, last season for next year, I'm done. I've been an armchair fan as of 2026. Probably the best way, Matt. And Jamie says it's just an absolutely rotten bunch of players. It is. It really is a poorly put together squad, cobbled together by three managers, none of which knew what they were doing when it comes to signing players. Plus, you've got the chairman's input there. Just awful. And Steigen. Yeah. Weird. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Troy's just trying to bang out the positives. So, yeah, we're good at near post runs. Now we're 2-0 down, and
It means nothing.
Potter chose to start with your strikers on the bench for God knows what reason. I mean, Potter's out there in discussion with his bald-headed technical friend. I don't know what they would be talking about at this point. Yeah, various people are logging on. So Jamie joined us, Pete's joined us just to really
Come and vent, people. That's what we're here for.
Just to do self-expression.
Just be therapy sessions, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Potter will be in charge next season. There's no way he won't.
Crap team, crap stadium, crap food outside, shit beer. What is the point?
Yeah, we're pushing to four. We're in the box, Fulkirk in the box. No, can't get it back to Soler for a shot. The way we're attacking has slightly increased in the last 5 minutes. Paqueta gets embarrassingly outpaced by Langer and hauls him down. Gets the yellow card. Anyone had Paqueta yellow card 75 minutes in, then you've just won. Well done. Well done, everyone. Yeah, there are some people in the world who say, oh, I'd never bet against my own football team. Madness. Surely. I don't know what the odds are. Ipswich are probably going to be 11-10. I mean, they're technically worse us because they're below us. I wonder if they'd even do better than evens. No, they might not. They might do Ipswich 4-6 or 4-5. Either way, very tempting. Yeah, this is the sad thing, that we knew the season was over, and then Potter's brought us no light at the end of the tunnel, no silver lining to the heady cloud of footballing crap that we must go through. Well, first thing that needs to happen is that we need to get possession. At the moment, Forest have possession and they're attacking.
Just panic stations.
Yeah, there's no way. It's so strange. Since the changes were made, I would say the players that have come on are moving around a bit more. They are jiggling their internal circuits more than the players who went off the football pitch. But we can't maintain possession for more than 2 or 3 seconds. You just have to laugh. You just have to laugh.
We could have
got the ball now. We're passing around a bit. Alvarez, Paqueta, and then over to Soufal. He has no outlet now, and Paqueta's made his way back over to him. Soler's not really interested in getting involved in what's happening on the football pitch. Soler's jogging over. Bowen's got it on the right wing, but yeah, Soler's now over on the right wing. Cross could come in with it. Let's see. Still Soufal, Soler fanning around. Too many players there. Soufal's going to lose possession here. And yeah, illustrating why he's no longer fit for the Premier League. Soufal's now staying down injured, which is worse for us because we're in possession, so he needs to just console himself, get up and move. Ball has made its way over to left wing, Wan-Bissaka. This weird crossover to Bowen was never going to do anything there.
Bang, go on.
Getting needs to shoot. Blocked. Alvarez manages to nick the ball. It's incredibly scrappy.
Just give away a foul.
Referee gives Forest something because a Forest player fell over. Yeah, effort level is better than the first half. If that kind of thing floats your boat. Quality is shockingly terrible.
Yeah, it's just poor, isn't it? I feel like Groundhog Day. No, that's the problem.
Yeah, because the changes get made. Is that Kudus going off?
Yeah.
Kudus off. So yeah, one of our best players who was actually having a game of effort is now off, and then Guilherme's given 12 minutes when you're 2-0 down at home. Mystifying decision-making process. Why would you do that? Even if you wanted to say, okay, Guilherme, I know I've absolutely ignored you for the last 5 months, but here's your chance now in this game rather than any others.
I mean, they've just worked harder, haven't they? They've been more skillful, worked harder. They're pressing. Forest been much more industrious. We've just been sloppy. Obviously, the first goal was just crap, but yeah, we totally deserve this result.
Yeah, I mean, you're 2-0 down. In a game where Kudus is actually, his effort level is there. You take him off the pitch, but you've still got, you've brought on Carlos Soler. What's the point? What's the point? What in your decision-making process did you justify in the press conference of saying, why did you do this to Guilherme at this point? Were there not other games that you could have done it to give him some game time? You were 2-0 up. Could you not have done it then last week? Guilherme is now dribbling it through their midfield, having a 1-2 with Soler and dribbling it over. Soler, Guilherme, shoot blocked. So Guilherme's just done the best thing the West Ham have done in 80 minutes.
That was unlucky. That was good play.
And he's been at the club for a season. Potter's had him for 5 months. So Guilherme's on the halfway line, drives forward with a 1-2, gets it back in the box, shoots blocked.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. It has been tough. Ref's not giving us anything.
Yeah. So Potter had it at his disposal to start the game. He could have started Fulkrug, Paqueta, who I'm no fan of, and Guilherme. He could have started with those three alongside Bowen and Kudus and somehow tried to make attacking work.
Oh, why'd you do that for, Bowen? No need to do that.
I think it was half accidental, half frustration to kind of slide in and just see what happens.
No, it was just weird. It wasn't even a tackle, was it? Just went with his knees.
Yeah, I mean, technically he got the ball first.
Oh.
Forest making a few changes.
Rehan says Potter is giving us Southgate vibes. I mean, we said this a while ago. We said, God no, anyone but Southgate. And I wonder if anyone's changed their mind now. When you think actually you'd have Southgate over Potter.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Southgate wants club football management because it's too much hard work and it'd probably show him up. He prefers to stand there making speeches about that young men are bad and evil and so forth and so on.
Mark says, is it true an American billionaire will be buying West Ham? There's talks of it, but we've heard it all before. Till it happens, till something happens, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, sitting there watching this just to boo. Just to boo. Never mind. Next season we've got Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Casey, Skulls,
Potts,
Coventry,
Orford.
There we go. Yeah, Orford
and
Owen, Earthy, Somerville.
Relegated.
So we've got next season. It's next season. It's summer clear out. It's Potter genius, tactical something or other. Sullivan excellent business modelling, something. We're going to have academy homegrown players ripping up the Premier League, getting into 6th, FA Cup win, Europa League. We're on the way up.
Wan-Bissaka on the charge, bad touch, but he's managed to come away with it. Forest clear out. Dean says Southgate's a different level to Potter. I don't know if that level's above or below though, Dean, so clarify.
Yep, Lee James is pissed off. Chris tries something with Alvarez. And then back to this comment. Guilherme did go. He did actually do a thing, which was nice.
There is a lot of hate for Potter in the comments, which really just it's hard to go against that really.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like Alex. You made some points, but I just think it's not our mentality that makes change. I don't believe it. I'm not sure. I literally don't know if Harry's being sarcastic. I honestly don't know. Either way,
yeah.
I mean, it's a good comment either way, whether it's made sarcastic. Oh, I thought I missed that. Oh, bugger. I didn't think he was ours. Bowen in the box. Can't get a shot away. Blocked.
Come on, Kilm. Get it forward. Chips it to no one. Shot comes in. Goal. What a goal. Bowen.
Fantastic volley. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic.
He's just so good. Class. That was a really good goal.
I mean, 2-1, 85 minutes now. Yeah, I mean, to Inex's list, I'd add Tadibo to that list. Comebacks on. Hooray. Something to cheer for and so forth. Yeah, bad defending. And then a lovely top corner smash from 15 yards out near the penalty spot on the right side from Bowen left foot.
Took a little deflection, I think, but still great shot.
And again, like causing that bad defending from Forest was a Paqueta ball into the box. So play an attacking midfielder, get a bit of attackingness. If Graham Potter didn't realise that before the game, maybe he has at this point in his life.
I mean, how much is Bowen worth in the Prem? Not just to us, but like, what's his general worth?
Well, I mean, he's one of those 80, 100. He's got goals, assists, and he's in the England squad. So if Jack Grealish is 100 million, even though obviously Guardiola did ruin Jack Grealish in the footballing sense, then Bowen is also 100 for the same reasons as Jack Grealish got 100. I forgot how good Jack Grealish was. There was something I was flicking through the other day, and then it came up explaining, Jack Grealish being ruined in a footballing sense by Guardiola. And they showed Grealish's kind of highlights reel before he went to City, and it was phenomenal. Now he doesn't even play.
No, it's
let alone when he does, he just passes it back to the fullback. So West Ham have possession. We're trying a bit. Hooray.
According to Transfer Market, Jared Bowen is worth 45 million euros.
Yeah, nonsense.
And the rest.
If you care about this kind of thing, West Ham have the ball, and Paqueta's got it, and he passes it through. It doesn't work out, but again, you play an attacking midfielder rather than James Ward-Prowse, and you will get forward making passes. Full crook. That was sloppy. Full crooking in the box just gives it away randomly.
Wow.
Yeah, this basically sums up from Dizzle there. When you have a striker on the pitch, when you have an attacking midfielder on the pitch, that stuff increases. Our manager doesn't realise this.
So there's got to be a bit of injury time because the VAR. So we're currently on coming up to 89 minutes.
No, but for West Ham, different rules apply.
Well, that is true.
The rules of time. When you have 6 minutes VAR plus various players, Forest players being down rolling on the floor for other many minutes and about 8 subs or something, which by itself should be 4 minutes, you should have 12 minutes plus injury time.
Soler working hard, says George. I know you're not a fan of Soler, but I don't actually mind him.
Yeah, I mean, he's not on the worst list, but he's definitely high up there.
And then Rodriguez all day long.
Yeah.
Steve later says swap Paqueta and Grealish. Not the best out of him. I mean, I'd swap Paqueta for Grealish all day long.
Yeah. I mean, he won't come. He doesn't even seem to be that bothered about just not playing at all. West Ham players are unbelievably annoyed that a Forest player has dived and the ref has given Tadibo a yellow card. Let's have a look.
I mean, yes, they're diving, they're falling around, but we'd probably be doing the same. So can't blame them for this result or anything. We've been absolutely crud for 85 minutes.
Yeah, what did happen there? Everyone was so annoyed at.
The football bounced off his leg.
Yeah. I mean, Tadibo very, 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 very clearly gets the ball first, without doubt, and then he doesn't follow through with a high leg. As you say, the ball hits the Forest player's leg, who then falls over. The referee gives it, and then yellow cards Tadibo.
Yeah, Peter says Bowen is being held back and West Ham. He would flourish elsewhere. I think he'd be a fantastic player for any Premier League team. I mean, any team. That includes City, Liverpool. I think he's that level. 11 minutes of extra time, of added time, I should say. So 10 to go.
Yeah,
Can we get
the
equaliser?
starting we're having as well, like the starting lineups in the last few games are different.
Oh, what a ball. Go on, Glenn, mate. Oh, that is unlucky. That was very unlucky. He's been there, though. He's been busy.
Exactly. Completely agree with Lee. This is just, it's perverse to do this from Potter. To be this conservative speaks of psychological issues in his mind, where conservatism gives Potter some form of positive thrill. It doesn't make sense. As Todibo tries to mop up, and apparently does.
What was that a play?
They're still in defence with it, fanning about generally, trying to play a bit of football that was not there because of the players that started the game. Bowen scored, and it was a lovely goal. John missed the goal. Paqueta played the ball into the box. Forest player headed it, and then Bowen got one touch and then volleyed it in a £100 million smash. Because that's it.
I mean, they're conning this ref badly.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone just wants to vent, apparently Mark is a Chelsea fan. He's still in the chat. So if anyone would like to highlight many of the reasons why Chelsea are a disgusting business, not a football club, made all of their success from Russian oil money, which was then, taken away from them. But obviously you can't take away the things they won through that, and spent now close to £2 billion and win a few things. Because of that, many of their fans were not fans of that club in the 90s and earlier. Just getting that off my chest.
Oh,
The mascot is being held back by West Ham. Quite good from Alex there. I like that. It's a nice level of sardonic self-hatred towards our football club that I think we all need.
they're all falling down. There's two Forest players just sitting on the floor trying to waste time.
Yeah, it was 11 minutes injury time. It's 93rd minute now. Forest are making 2 more subs. That should add 1 minute to the game, even though I don't think we'll get another goal.
So we have not long left at all. Come on, Sam, get something out of this. You don't deserve it, but let's do it.
I mean, the referee's performance has been reasonably dubious.
Ross comes in. Okay, out. Corner.
Same as the linesman.
Forest. They're not going to rush on this one. And they bring on their subs. Is that Langer off?
DC, being his usual charming, twattery self, says we're far behind, but we're actually not. We're not.
We're not. We're about 10 seconds behind, looking at the clock.
Yeah, West Ham to win 150 to 1, if you're into that kind of thing. Cowardly choices. Graham Potter, you have sorely disappointed anyone who enjoys the game of football, let alone a West Ham fan. When you try to talk well in your press conferences, and now you serve up game after game after game a football team with no striker.
Oh. Coaches are arguing, West Ham coaches of Forest, and there's going to be a yellow card from just killing time here. Coach staff are not helping West Ham, are arguing amongst them, and the referee's not even running over, he's walking over, taking as long as you like.
Yeah, they are cheating. I hope that Forest don't get Champions League football. I mean, even if they did, they'd get knocked out. But they have revealed themselves to be terrible. Why didn't we play this team from the start? Because Graham Potter.
Still going.
He's just one of those people, apparently, that must do the opposite of what's glaringly obvious.
I don't know what you're seeing on the training pitch. That's the weird thing. Blimey, Ariola caught a ball.
Hooray.
Take a picture, somebody. Gio will be happy.
Fulkrug gives possession back to Forest. Yeah, I think DC was going about. We're just getting through the comments because there's a lot of annoyed comments. Yeah, matching to you. I mean, I haven't watched. I think I watched maybe I watched 2 or 3 of Potter's pre-match press conferences when he just joined us, and that was enough for me. And then I think I might have watched 1 and a bit post-match.
The one before this game, I think they were asking him about Goodison Park. It's like the West Ham press conference.
Oh, God.
Goodison Park.
I mean, the good thing is the game is almost over. You know, it's Sunday. It's 4 p.m. So maybe go and eat some food, hug a loved one, do a hobby or something with the rest of your day.
Paqueta, drive, trying to foul him.
Yeah, Paqueta's done well there to make something of that.
I mean, but why is it taking this long to be sparked into life when you're 2-0 down?
Exactly. Why would it take?
Foul ref? No.
Why would it take? No, obviously, West Ham player gets a 50-50 foul, doesn't give it.
Taking this to the corner, Forest.
God, taking it to the corner away when you're 2-1 up against us. Only 1 game left of this. This will be a legendarily bad season.
Adam says Evan Ferguson makes Marco Boogers look like a good signing back in the day. I mean, probably seen him just as much.
Yeah.
Weird.
Dean's off to the beach. Yeah. Will Guilherme get any game time? Will an attacking player start? Or next week, will we be back to either Paqueta will have recovered mentally or we'll be back to Soucek, Ward-Prowse, Rodriguez starting lineup?
I just kind of ran into a player in the corner flag there, pushed him out of play. Or Tadebo's arguing with Woods. All getting a bit nasty, a bit angry. But no, it's the first time you've seen some fight from West Ham. And it has to be the 90-plus minute. 2 minutes to go. Just get it forward. Come on. Soler. Lays it to Paqueta. Come on, Paqueta. One last ball.
Jeff's just singing. Just having a little sing-song.
Yeah, the ball comes in. Oh, Fulkrug. Fulkrug hasn't touched the ball, I think, since he's been on.
No, he's given it away a couple of times.
Yeah.
Still would have started him, no matter what. He's the only striker, apparently, that we have. Still would have started him.
Oh, Bowen just runs into the player. There's no foul.
Free by... was that by Entrance? That was a good song.
Yep.
Great song, actually. Better than good.
Forest counter in here. When he get past Wan-Bissaka, shot comes in, deflected. Wide, that'll be a corner. That's going to be it. 1 minute to go.
1 minute left. 1 minute left of this shit. I mean, definitely stay on YouTube because I hope Gio is as... I can see him in the green room. I hope Gio is absolutely, as I'll say it, fucked off as I am at this. And I'll say it, just dog shit pile of steaming shit of football, footballing tactics, footballing psychology, some form of realization of the game of football, the club of West Ham, anything from Graham Potter, who literally appears as though he's trying to annoy us. He's trying to do a bad job. I've used the word perverse a couple of times. It's the word that is just ringing in my head from starting this lineup and having a complete inability or personal will to instill some form of effort, ambition, emotion, something into these football players. Even if it wasn't West Ham, even if I was the manager of any people, any group of human beings playing football, if I was the manager of a kids team, an amateur team, if I had anything to do with any game of football, when I occasionally go to my old people's 11-a-side, I look forward to it and I make an effort when I'm on the football pitch. And Graham Potter has quite clearly angered me through not even stupidity, but willfully doing this today.
Back.
End of rant.
Ball's hoofed in. Oh, come on. Last attack, surely. Paqueta chips it. Fulkrug at the end of it. No, it's corner. Will there be enough time?
What
The referee's going to let us take it. Ariola's up.
Hooray. Dig yourself out of a hole, Ariola.
We like it's a cup game, isn't it, really?
It is. It's all cup finals for West Ham. Promise we lose all of them.
Ariola header. Bosh. Fulkrug. Oh, saved by the keeper. Still got it, West Ham. Come on. Get it in there. Sufal, just get it in. It's in. Keeper punches. Saka gets in again. I think it's going to happen here. The foul. Referee is not giving the foul. Of course he hasn't.
My word.
I know. Just showing. Referee's still not blown up, I don't think. Or
it's just when you're in purgatory. That's the definition of purgatory. It must be never ending.
I think the ref would just blow up and stop all this. It's still going on. There's still players sort of pushing each other. Ref just walks away. He doesn't even want anything to do with it. He's just killing more time, though.
Jeff says thanks. I mean, I can't see its full time quite yet, but take this moment of variousness on a football pitch to say still thank you just for everyone for just sticking with these lives this season. It's just a hate along for your own club, effectively. Even if we disagree with each other, it's fine. We're all still supporting the same club very much against our own will.
We're all miserable together.
Yeah.
You're not alone. You're not alone out there, folks.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for joining. Keep joining. Do join us next week for the final hate along of the 24-25 season, as the referee looks keen to give out more yellow cards.
Yellow, don't need this ref.
Probably to West Ham players.
Morello, it's got to be Paqueta. Paqueta picked up Morello, though. If he gets the second yellow, he's a goner, but he's going to give another yellow to someone. Fulkrug.
Various people. Couple to the Forest, couple of West Ham players. Everyone gets a yellow.
Absolute handbags.
Yeah.
Just end it. Put us out of our goddamn misery. Jesus. Nothing's going to happen. If he blows up after this, he's just wasted 3 minutes of our lives. Alvarez got a yellow, but that was always going to happen. That's just if you're a betting man, bet on that every week. Soler gets a yellow. There's 4 yellows. All rather pointless. Fulkrug actually was a good header. Just straight at the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, this referee's going to fanny around being the star of the show and then blow up. This is classic refereeing. I'm going through the comments. There's a lot of just very good comments here. I can't put them all up because we're coming to the end now. I mean, this ref, I mean, really, like, okay, everyone's looking at you. You're a big deal. And now you're holding the ball and you're walking very, very slowly back to the middle of the football pitch, holding the ball, not stopping the game because then you don't get any attention anymore. The ref is managing. I mean, the ref is bringing everyone together at this point. He's managing to annoy both sets of players, both sets of managers, both sets of fans.
Weird.
Forest want this game over. We want this game over. He spent an absolute age, this ref, trying to be the star of the show, and he's going to blow up. And he's going to do a drop ball now.
He's going to blow it straight away.
Yeah, I can see it is now full time. So that's what he has done.
Absolute tool.
It's full time. Thank you, everyone. Stick around for what I hope is going to be absolutely Fume Fest 5000 from Geo. Bye bye.